wants you dead, they want depopulation. The run everything, the synagogue of Satan. Georgia Guidestones are the Luciferian commandments. Censorship doesn't care about your First Amendment. Everything is a lie and you shouldn't be surprised. The ones who gave you history gave it to you compromised. Everything is a lie and you shouldn't be surprised. The ones who gave you history gave it to you compromised. Yo, the system showed its colors, started with a planned pandemic. They dumbing down the masses through controlled academics. Principalities abound all around us atmospheric. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, don't be the last to hear it. Mainstream news, propaganda, ain't no truth they telling. And these fathers not around, it got the youth rebellion. And these feds gave us crack rocks to using to sell them. Everything is a lie, but not this truth I'm telling. Yo, the government wants you dead, they want depopulation. The run everything, the synagogue of Satan. Georgia Guidestones are the Luciferian commandments. Censorship doesn't care about your First Amendment. Everything is a lie and you shouldn't be surprised. The ones who gave you history gave it to you compromised. Everything is a lie and you shouldn't be surprised. The ones who gave you history gave it to you compromised. They got no problem with the guns long as we shooting each other. Black culture told you not to view me strictly as a brother. Get you a little money, then you buy a chain and a whip. Guess we still slaves, our mindset and our hearts on the ship. Our religion man-made, preaching doctrines of men. And Yahusha, he is sovereign, one way to Yahuwah, that's him. And he didn't teach religion, taught the laws and commandments. And his name is Yahusha, cause Hebrew was his language. Yo, the government wants you dead, they want depopulation. The run everything, the synagogue of Satan. Georgia Guidestones are the Luciferian commandments. Censorship doesn't care about your First Amendment. Everything is a lie and you shouldn't be surprised. The ones who gave you history gave it to you compromised. Everything is a lie and you shouldn't be surprised. The ones who gave you history gave it to you compromised. Yo, the law ain't done away, not a yada or a tittle. Heaven and earth, they passed away, keep his laws, it's that simple. And Yahuwah doesn't love all people, that's Psalms 5:5. Only ones who truly love him, with them he will strive. I don't care nothing about your white history books. They never mention colonization in them history books. And no president gonna save you cause they all in cahoots. And they all serve Satan, just puppets in a suit. Yo, the government wants you dead, they want depopulation. The run everything, the synagogue of Satan. Georgia Guidestones are the Luciferian commandments. Censorship doesn't care about your First Amendment. Everything is a lie and you shouldn't be surprised. The ones who gave you history gave it to you compromised. Everything is a lie and you shouldn't be surprised. The ones who gave you history gave it to you compromised. Everything you've been taught, that's a lie, lie, lie. Everything they told you was a lie, lie, lie. Everything you was taught is a lie, lie, lie. Everything you know is a lie, lie, lie. Yeah. Pagan Jesus, that's a lie, lie, lie. Christianity you follow, that's a lie, lie, lie. Yeah, that Talmud you're reading is a lie, lie, lie. And the Quran is garbage, that's a lie, lie, lie. The education system, that's a lie, lie, lie. And NASA in the globe, that's a lie, lie, lie. Our religion man-made, all a lie, lie, lie. Everything you was taught is a lie, lie, lie. Yeah. The only truth is the scriptures. All the seen Yahuwah, Yahusha. I'ma let this ride out.
Hey, Yexer.
Yo, shalom. We are back. So I tested this thing out before I came on here, and it looks, from the looks of it, it looks like everything is good now. I just needed a nice little good old restart to get everything on track. So if you guys can hear me okay, give me a 1 in the chat. If I'm having some issues, give me a 2. Just want to be sure before I get started because we got to talk about this. Bianca says, happy to catch this do-over live stream. Hopefully this one can turn into one best lives ever, and that will make up for the technical difficulties. Right. I'm praying that, you know what I'm saying, we have a good stream to go through this. Now, I talked about this before, but I think when we're looking at the scriptures, I think it's important to reapproach. And I've been talking about for a minute how I said that I'm going to reapproach a lot of my old lessons because I want to give you the Septuagint. Okay. I want to give you the most accurate version of the text. So on my blog, I use the Sefer to do this, but we're going to go into the Septuagint and we're going to look at the original version of the text written by our forefathers. And we're going to look at all of these scriptures that I have on my site. So just bear with me as we go through all of this, because once we do, then we can prove what the scripture originally said so that we make sure there's no confusion and there is no ambiguity or anything. And we just understand everything as it was originally intended to be. And that will just kind of help us figure this out. Okay, so we're going to jump into this lesson. Now, let me say this, bro. To the Gentiles that are watching, listen, I don't hate you. I don't have a problem with you if you understand the truth. But I am called to go to the Yahudi first and then the Gentiles. So I'm not Xing you out. All right. But the truth of the matter is, this agenda of mixing with other nations is not only a transgression against the Most High, but is an agenda to breed us out. Okay. And I need y'all to understand that. Because I am if I'm just going to be honest, I am an Israelite nationalist. I mean, that would be a good way to describe me. Now, when I say Israelite nationalist, I'm not saying it in a way where I'm like extreme or anything like that, but I am pro this nation. I am pro the people of this nation, and I am pro the Alua of this nation. And he was pro, his people. So I have to do what Yahuwah says to do. And if he made it clear in his word, we're not supposed to be with these other nations. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, after I show you the scriptures, if you still disagree, you're going to have to take that up with the Most High. And I understand some people don't like this because y'all don't build whole families, mingling your seed with other nations and, swirling and, chasing down snow bunnies and shoveling snow and munching marshmallows and, pouring a little bit too much cream in your coffee. Okay. But today you're going to know the truth. The truth will be known today. And I just want y'all to understand this is an agenda. Why do you think that Black women and Black men are so divided more than they've ever been, especially with this politic bullcrap? You know what I mean? That was part of the agenda. It was the perfect divide to separate Black men from Black women. And because I'm a man that loves Black people, Negroes, my people, Yasharal, I have to give you the truth. Okay? So today the truth will be spoken. So let's go to the Septuagint. I have all my scriptures laid out. And we're going to listen to the testament of the 12 pages, some of those as well, because that's going to be important in understanding this as well. So let's jump over here. Actually, let me pull up the Bible app instead. I like the Bible app better. It's much more easy to navigate than I think the Blue Letter personally, because it also has some of the apocryphal books and stuff like that. So I got all these scriptures written down. They are from my blog. Like I said, when I did this teaching back then, I wasn't using the Septuagint as much. So we're going to be using the accurate translation. Shout out to everybody's here. Crystal's here. Hey, what's up, sis? All praises to the Most High Yahuwah. Shout out to you. Good to see you, sis. Shout out to all my moderators, the Yexer, Malkiyahu moderators. Shout out to all of y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. I'm so sorry, y'all, about the technical difficulties. I guess it's something to be expected from time to time, but I deleted the 2 streams that I did prior. Somebody asked me in the Discord. I think it was CC. Shout out to her. She was like, yes, sir, what happened? I saw that there was 2 lives. Yes, there were 2 lives, but I ended up deleting them because we were having some serious technical issues. The mic was cutting in and out. The screen was lagging. It was just oogly. It was just oogly, and I don't want somebody to come up on the stream and be all like,
brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Okay, I didn't want them saying, brother, what is this stream? What is that, brother? That is not it, brother. Is it, brother, I didn't want them saying that. So I had to come back and redo everything. So family, please just have an open mind to this, okay? I understand that there are some people that follow me that might have mixed children or might have, a marriage with them or anything like that. This is not to break you down or, make you feel invalidated, okay? I'm just going to show you what the scriptures say. Now, what you do with this information, that's on you, all right? But the word don't lie. So I just want you to consider that maybe your interracial marriage or marrying other nations, whether you are a Black woman that's married to another nation or whether you are a Black man that's married to another nation, I just want you to consider that maybe what you're doing is not what the Most High wants if you are a Yasharal. Now, if you're a Gentile, feel free to go marry other Gentiles. These scriptures and this Torah and these laws were only given to the Negroes, okay? So this only applies to Negroes. And if you're grafted in, I'm not saying you can't cleave to us and be around us. We don't have no issue with that if you're in the truth with us. But we're just not supposed to marry you. Grafted in does not make you Israelite that's permissible to marry. And I'm going to show you that today. So let's jump into this. So we're going to go to the Torah first. All right. And I'm going to open up the Bible app here. Just prefer it a little bit better because I can get all the books and everything in one place. All right, family. So let's go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 24 first. So let's start there. Good old Bereshith. All right. So, and we are reading from the Brenton Septuagint. And it reads thus. And Eluah said, let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, quadrupeds and reptiles and wild beasts of the earth according to their kind. And it was so. And Yahuwah made the wild beasts of the earth according to their kind. Family, is my audio good? I just want to be sure. Cece, hey sis, we were just talking about you. All praises to the Most High. Good to see you. Family, is my audio good? Before I get deep into this, I just want to make sure everything is on the up and the up and the up and the up. Because if it's up, then it's stuck. You feel me? So I just got to make sure I'm good audio wise, because I don't want any problems whatsoever. So let me know if I'm good. I just want to be sure. Daily inspiration. Shalom, shalom. Welcome back. Audio good. All praises to the Most High. Okay. Glad to see you, family. So let's keep reading. All right. So it says, and Yahuwah made the wild beasts of the earth according to their kind, and cattle according to their kind, and all reptiles of Ha'aratz, the earth, according to their kind. And Eluah saw that they were good. Okay. So when Yahuwah made each animal, he made it according to its kind. And as I said before in the previous stream, Yahuwah, he had made a distinction. He is an Eluah of three things: order, distinction, and greatness. Okay. The example of his greatness is how everything is unique and distinct in its own way. The dandelion is different from the sunflower. The oak tree is different than the olive tree. The bluebird is different than the red robin. The cow is different than the bull. The lion is different to the tiger. The crocodile is different than the turtle. Okay, so on and so forth. It is very, very clear. Now, we're going to jump over here to Bereshith 6. And we're going to read about Noah and the ark. Okay? And this is what he commanded Noah, or Nuach. You shall narrow the ark in making it, and in a cubit above you shall finish it. And the door of the ark you shall make on the side with lower, second, and third stories you shall make it. And behold, I bring a flood of water upon the earth to destroy all flesh, in which is the bread of life under heaven, and whatsoever things are upon the earth shall die. And I will establish my barith with you, and you shall enter into the ark, and your sons and your wife and your sons' wives with you. Now listen, pay attention. Verse 20, Genesis 6:20. And of all the cattle, and of all reptiles, and of all wild beasts. Okay, so again, we got the Most High giving certain specific instructions. Even of all flesh, you shall bring by pairs of all into the ark, that you may feed them with yourself. Male and female they shall be. Of all winged birds after their kind, and of all cattle after their kind, of all reptiles creeping up on the earth after their kind. Pairs of all shall come into you, male and female, to be fed with you. And you shall take to yourself of all kinds of food which you eat, and you shall gather from them to thyself, and it shall be for them to eat. So we can see here, even when it came to the ark and Yahuwah's plan, see the ark was originally the Great Reset for real. It was Yahuwah's Great Reset. When Yahuwah had a plan for repopulation, he said 2 of every beast, unclean beast and obviously clean beast, which would be for food, right? And each animal and each beast was to its own kind. Okay, a male and a female of every animal. All right. So again, there is a distinction being made here. Okay. Now let's jump over to Uyakara, Leviticus, and we're going to read 19:19 for a little bit more context to this. Okay. And it says, thus, you shall observe my Torah. You shall not let your cattle gender with one of a different kind. Okay. So right here, Yahuwah is saying, my law is cattle are not supposed to mix with other types of cattle. They have to be of the same kind, not a different kind. He said, no, 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 no. All right. And you shall not sow your vineyard with the diverse seed. So even when it comes to animals, he said no mixing. And when it came to your vineyard, your garden, you are not supposed to be mixing with other plants. So in your vineyard, if you have grapes in one place, your corn is not supposed to be in the same place as where you will grow your grapes at. Okay, so even here we can see with animals, with plants, with crops, no mixing. Let's keep going. And you shall not put upon yourself a mingled garment woven of 2 materials. Whoa. Now, in your KJV, it says wool and linen. But right here, Yahuwah says, not 2 materials. So, family, this is why I'm giving you the Septuagint. So it's way more, you know what I'm saying, more in depth. It's way more direct, and you won't get confused. This is why I love the Septuagint. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah for the truth. Okay. So our Father, the Most High, he says that even 2 different fabrics you're not supposed to wear. Okay. So we looked at no animals mixing with other animals. Yes, the ligar is an abomination. Anything that's mixed, you know what I'm saying, or a man mixing things together is an abomination to the Most High, Yahuwah. Okay, so animals are not supposed to be with other animals. Crops are not supposed to be with other crops, and you're not supposed to wear 2 different garments. Okay, so it's getting interesting, isn't it? As a matter of fact, since we're talking about this, let's go to the book of Enoch real quick. And let's read about these Malachim that came down and mixed with the earth women, creating a hybrid race of these giants known as the Nephilim. Okay, we're going to read about that because that's another thing to think about here. They corrupted his creation. Let me say it again. They corrupted his creation. All right. Mixing is corruption, according to the Most High, because again, he is great. Is the Most High great? We can agree the Most High is great. So mixing anything is corrupting creation. Okay. And that's what he don't like. All right. So we're going to get to humans in a minute, but I had to set the stage with this. Okay. So let's jump over here to Enoch and let's read about these Malachim that came down and mixed with the women of the earth. The book of the Watchers is what they call it. Okay. So let's look at this. This is Enoch. All right, chapter 6. And let's read this real quick so we can see this great transgression that really ticked off Yahuwah. All right, context is everything. All right, here we go. So the fall of the angels, or the Malachim, and the demoralization of mankind, the intercession of the angels on behalf of mankind, and the dooms pronounced by Yahuwah on the Malachim and the Messianic kingdom. Chapter 6, Enoch. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. So beautiful, beautiful black, children are being born, beautiful daughters, beautiful black women, because we understand if these are all children that came from Adam and Kua, or who the people call Eve, they will all be melanated black people. Okay. So these beautiful, comely black daughters were born from men, okay, in this time, in the antediluvian period is what they call it. Verse 2, and the Malachim, the children of the heavens, saw and lusted after them and said one to another, come, let us choose wives from among the children of men and beget us children. And Shamiyazah, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear you will not agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they answered and said to him, let us all swear an oath and bind ourselves by mutual imprecations not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swear they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200, who descended in the days of Yared or Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And these are the names of their leader, Samiyazah, Arikabah, Rama'ah, Kukaba'ah, Tamiyah, Ramu'ah, Daniyah, Izikal, Barakiyah, Asa'ah, Amarus, Batar'ah, Ana'ah, Zakiyah, Samsa'ah, Satra'ah, Turiyah, Yama'ah, and Sariyah. These are their chiefs of 10. Let's keep going. And so we see that they made an agreement to take these women for wives. Let's keep reading. And all the others together with themselves took them to themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. So we have 200 angels at this time. And we understand that there had to have been enough daughters of men in order for each one of these 200 angels to be able to take one of them and lay with them. So let's keep going. And they begin to go in unto them and to defile. Okay, look, defile. I want you to hold that word in your mind. Defile themselves with them. Okay, mixing spiritual bodies with fleshly bodies, an abomination. And we're going to get to Yahuwah's feeling about this in a minute. Defile themselves with them, and they taught them charms and enchantments and the cutting of roots and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants. So Gadul Naphalim, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men, and men could no longer sustain them. The giants turned against them and devoured mankind, and they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Now, if y'all seen Esau and the Horites, y'all know what it is. Oh, y'all know what it is. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. All right, chapter 8. And Azazel, and if y'all seen the Baphomet documentary, y'all know what it is with Azazel. Taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth. This is alchemy right here. Now, I find it very interesting that one of the sons of Cain, who was Tubal-Cain, he was an alchemist. And you know, alchemy is connected to the occult and a lot of stuff like that, which is very interesting. I'm probably going to do a teaching on that at some point. And the art of working them in bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much unrighteousness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray and became corrupt in their ways. Okay, so let's continue on. So let's read this. Then Mikael, Ariel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed up on the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. And they said one to another, the earth made without inhabitant cries the voice of their cryings up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the Kadash ones of heaven, the souls of men make their suit, saying, bring our cause before Ha'alyun, the Most High. And they said to the Alua of the ages, Alua of Elohim, Malak Shah Malakim, the King of Kings. The throne of thy glory standeth unto all generations of the ages, and your holy name and glorious and blessed unto all the ages. You have made all things, and power over all things have you. And all things are naked and open in your sight, and you see all things, and nothing can hide itself from you. You see what Azazel has done, who taught all unrighteousness on earth and revealed the eternal secrets which were preserved in the Shamayim, or the heaven, which men were striving to learn. And Samiyazah, to whom you have given authority to bear rule over his associates, and they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of transgressions. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has therein been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now, behold, the souls of those who died are crying and make their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentations have ascended and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which are wrought up on the earth. And you know all things before they come to pass, and you see these things, and you do suffer them, and do not say to us, what we are to do to them in regards to these. Okay, so obviously this wickedness was taking place, and we can see that the earth was in mourning at this time. Okay, see, this is what they don't tell you. The reason why Yahuwah had to destroy this earth is because of the wickedness that was taught by the fallen Malachim, the giants that were on the earth, and all the stuff that was taking place at that time. Okay, now let's continue reading. Okay, we're going to get a little bit more context here. All right, so now we are in Enoch 10, and we're going to read a little bit more here. Then said the Most High, the Kadash one, and sent Yariel to the son of Lamach, and said, go to Noah and tell him in my name, hide thyself and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed. And a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth and will destroy all that is on it. Now instruct him that he may escape and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. And again, Yahuwah said to Raphael, bind Azazel hand and foot and cast him in the darkness and make an opening in the desert, which is due to all, and cast him therein and place him upon rough and jagged rocks and cover him with darkness and let him abide there forever and cover his face that he may not see the light. And on the day of the great judgment, he shall be cast into the fire. And heal the earth with the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, or the Arukah, Shah Ha'aratz, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things the watchers have disclosed and taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sin. And to Gabriel, said Yahuwah, proceed against the bastards, mixed children, bastards. All right? Bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication and the children of the watchers from amongst men, and cause them to go forth. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For length of days shall they not have, and have no request that their fathers make of you shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. Okay? And then verse 11, and Yahuwah said to Michael, or Mikael, go bind Samiyazah and his associates with having united themselves with women, so as to defile themselves with all their uncleanliness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, to the day of their judgment and their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days shall they be led off to the abyss of fire, and to torment, and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations. And destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to the end, and let the plan of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing. The work of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth forevermore. Okay, family. So we can see here, the Most High was not happy about this. He was not happy at all. Here, the Most High took man and created man for woman and woman for man. And then these Malachim came down and they took wives of the beautiful black women that were on the earth and bore these abominations called Nephilim. Okay? So now that we understand just a little bit about this, we are now going to look further at the scripture so we can understand how mixing has always been a problem for the Most High. Okay? So let's go ahead and jump back into the Torah, and we're going to jump to Uyakara, or Leviticus chapter 19, verse 19. All right? So we read about the mingling of the garments and the woven materials. So now let's jump over to Bamadabar, or Numbers 25, 1 through 9. Numbers 25. And we're going to read 1 through 9 so we can better understand this, okay? And Yasharal sojourned in Satin, and the people profane themselves by going a whoring after their daughters of Moab. Now, let me explain this Moabite thing real quick, actually, before we continue. I want to explain that, okay? Because I want you to understand Moabites are Abari. They are Hebrews, but they are children of incest. And I'm going to show you that real quick so you can understand why it was such a problem to even be with them, even though they are of the bloodline of Shem, because they are descendants of Lot laying with his daughters. Okay, he got drunk. He wasn't supposed to do that. And because of that, the Moabites were created. So we're going to go to Genesis. Actually, let me, give me a second here. Let's go to Genesis 10 so we can understand where they came from. Okay. So let's go to Genesis 10 and we're going to look at what the scriptures say about the descendants of Shem. So you can understand these people are Hebrews. They are definitely Abari, but they're just not what they should be. Because remember, Lot was a relative of Abraham, and Abraham was a Shemite. Okay, so we're going to read this. So let's look at this, y'all. Okay, so let me switch back over here to the scriptures. And let's read Genesis 10 so we can understand this, okay? The sons of Shem are Elam and Ashur and Apharxad and Lud and Aram and Canaan. Now, remember I told you, if you look at the Septuagint, there is a Shemitic Canaan. We always thought that Canaan was just the Canaanites in the, that descends of Ham. But there was actually a Shemitic Canaanite, or a Shemitic Canaan, I'll say. A Shemitic Canaan. And the sons of Aram, Uz and Ul and Gatar and Masak, and Apharxad begot Canaan, and Canaan begot Salah, and Salah begot Abar, or who, you say in the English, Heber or Eber. And to Abar were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, because in his days the earth was divided, and the name of his brother was Joktan. And Joktan begot Almad and Salat and Samath and Gerak, and Adara and Abial and Salaka, or Daka, Abal and Abimal and Sabah, and Uphur and Abilah and Jobab. And these were the sons of Joktan. And their dwelling was from Masi till one comes to Sephara, a mountain of the east. These were the sons of Shem and their tribes according to their tongues and their countries and in their nations. So Abraham is also a descendant of Abar. His father Terach, or Terach is also Hebrew. Okay. So when I hear people saying, Abraham was a Gentile, that is not true. He was Hebrew, bro. He was Hebrew. So let's look up this Moabite thing so we can understand a little bit more. But we're going to read about Lot and what he did with his daughters. Okay. Because that was just wild. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to look at it. So let's go to Genesis 19:30 through 38 so we can understand. Now, y'all know that Lot is the one that was in Sodom and Gomorrah. Why would you want to dwell around a bunch of Sodomites? How could you be comfortable with that? I'm just saying, he weird for that, bro. But Genesis 19:30 through 38. Let's go there real quick. I feel like this teaching is going to be way more in depth than the original teaching. Okay, so let's read this. Let's see, 30. Okay, so Lot and his daughters, and that's what we're going to read right now so we can understand how the Moabites came to be and why the Most High didn't want us mixing with them, even though they were Shemitic. And Lot went up out of Sodom and dwelt in the mountain, he and his two daughters with him. He feared to dwell in Sagar, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his two daughters with him. And the elder said to the younger, our father is old, and there is no one on the earth who shall come into us as it is fit in all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and let us sleep with him, and let us raise up seed from our father. So they made their father drink wine in the night, and the elder went in and laid with her father that night, and he knew not when he slept and when he rose up. Okay, so this is where the Moabites came from. All right. And it came to pass on the morrow that the elder said to the younger, behold, I slept yesternight with our father. Let us make him drink wine in this night also. And do you go in and sleep with him, and let us raise up a seed of our father. So they made their father drink wine in that night also. And the younger went in and slept with their father. And he knew not when he slept, nor when he arose. And the 2 daughters of Lot conceived by their father. And the elder, listen to this, family. And the elder bore a son and called his name Moab, saying, he is of my father. This is the father of the Moabites to this present day. And the younger also bore a son and called his name Ammon, saying, the son of my family. This is the father of the Ammonites to this present day. I know it's disturbing and disgusting to think about, but that's what they did. They are children of incest, y'all. And I probably shouldn't even be saying that, you know what I'm saying, on on YouTube, but I don't even care, bro. The truth is the truth. So now you understand why, the Most High didn't want us being around them and mixing with them and all that as far as the Moabites. But we're going to get deeper into it as we continue. So let's jump back over here to Bamada Bar in the Torah, or Numbers. And let's jump back over to 25, 1 through 9, now that we understand this a little bit better. All right, 25, 1 through 9. And Yasharal sojourned, and the people profaned himself by going a-whoring after the daughters of Moab, okay? So Yahuwah didn't want us mixing with them people, and yet our people were still going after them. Verse 2. And they called them to sacrifice to their idols, and the people ate of their sacrifices and worshiped their idols. And Yasharal consecrated themselves to Baal Phagor. And Yahuwah was very angry with Yasharal. And Yahuwah said to Moses, take all the princes of your people and make them examples of judgment for Yahuwah in the face of Hashemash, the son. And the anger of Yahuwah shall be turned away from Yasharal. And Moses said to the tribes of Yasharal, slay every one of his friends that is consecrated to Baal Phagor. And behold, a man of the children of Yasharal came and brought his brother to a Midianite woman before Moses. And before all the congregation of the children of Yasharal, we're going to get to Moses' wife. We're going to get to Zipporah, and we also going to get to that Cushite wife. We talked about it in the earlier study, but we were having some issues, so I'm going to revisit it. And before all the congregation of the children of Yasharal, and they were weeping at the door of the tabernacle of witness. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, and rose out of the midst of the congregation and took a javelin or a sword in his hand. And he went in after the Israelite man into the chamber and pierced him both through both the Israelite man and the woman through her womb. And the plague was stayed from the children of Yasharal. And those that died in the plague were 420,000. Okay. So 420,000 were slain because of this transgression, bringing heathens around us. That was not something that was looked at as a good thing. That was a very bad thing because it made you unclean. Let me say it again. Bringing heathens into our areas and around us made you unclean because you were laying with them. Okay, and I'm gonna get deeper. Don't worry, I'm gonna get deeper. Okay, so we can see here the scriptures really lay out truly about the distinction and why we shouldn't mix when it comes to animals, when it comes to plants, when it comes to creation, and when it comes to Yahuwah's chosen children. And we're going to get deeper into that also. All right. Now, got all my notes written down here, so I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. So now we're going to look at another scripture here, and we're going to jump over here to Devarim chapter 7, verse 1 through 4, or Deuteronomy chapter 7, verses 1 through 4. And, got to show all these scriptures, man, so it can be clear. All right. A chosen people. Let's read this. And when Yahuwah, the Eluah, shall bring you into the land into which you go to possess it, and you shall remove great nations from before you, the Hittite, the Girgashite, the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Evite, the Jebusite, 7 nations more numerous and stronger than you. And Yahuwah, the Eluah, shall deliver them into your hands, and you shall smite them. You shall utterly destroy them. You shall not make a covenant with them, neither shall you pity them. So Yahuwah is saying, when you go, you smite them and show them no mercy. Neither shall you contract marriages with them. You shall not give your daughter to his son, and you shall not take his daughter to your son. For he will draw away your son from me, and he will serve other deities, and Yahuwah will be very angry with you and will soon utterly destroy you. So if the Most High is telling you not to go after these other nations and he will utterly destroy you, what makes you think that this is okay to do? I'm just asking. I'm honestly asking a question because the scriptures are very, very clear. Now, we're going to talk about the seed of the Father as well in this teaching because I think that that's also something to factor in. But just and I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I'm not going to jump to that just yet. All right, but let's look at some more of these scriptures, man, because there's still so much more I'm going to show you guys. All right, now let's jump over here to. Let's go to. I'm going to go to Tobit, the book of Tobit. Let's go to the book of Tobit. Because that also talks about this mixing thing and how it wasn't our culture to do this. And it was against our culture to do this. So let me just show you that. Tobit 4. And let's read 12 to 13. And it says, thus, Tobit 4:12, beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of your fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of your father's tribe. For we are the children of prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. Now, therefore, my son, love your brethren and despise not in your heart your brethren. So we can't hate our people. I'm just saying that's not something he wants. The sons and daughters of your people, and not taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine. Now, you see, the fact that we want to do what we want to do and not obey Yahuwah is part of the problem here. Okay? That is part of the problem. Pride. Now, just in case you think it's not an agenda, let me show you something. Just in case you think it's not an agenda, it's not a bad thing, it's Yahuwah loves everybody and the Gentiles grafted in. Let me just show you it is an agenda. Let me show you. They are trying to entice you to sin, Yasharal, and y'all don't want to hear it because some of y'all just love these folks. And I love them if they in Yahuwah, Yahusha, but not in that kind of way. All right, I'm just saying. But take a look. Look at these commercials. These are a bunch of commercials of them pushing the race mixing, just so you can see it's not a game. Here we go.
Fresh milk and real cream. That's what makes Philadelphia. And that's what makes the moment we enjoy it a little richer.
Why in the main is our industry still so...
All right, I'm going to fast forward all this. This ain't got nothing to do with what I want to show you.
Lots of points, lots of places, one rewards program.
Ice Hard Lemonade.
For what we already have. And the only thing open for business after dinner was the family room.
Okay, now I want you to notice this. Look at these Asians. Let me go back.
From every culture and every kitchen, we can.
Okay, you see the black man with the white woman. I want y'all to see this, family. I need you to open your eyes, open your mind, and open your heart to the truth. Do you see this Negro with this white woman? Okay, and look at the black and white symbolism. I mean, come on, it's right in your face. But look, I want you to notice how those Asians are with Asians. The Hispanics mostly with the Hispanics. But it's always the black man and the white woman, or the white man and the black woman. You ain't seeing this being pushed with Asians and these other nations like that. It is usually this, okay? And I'm telling you, it's an agenda to breed you out. That's a fact. But keep watching.
Give thanks for all traditions.
That ain't it. That ain't it. Okay, let me go back because I want to show y'all the Asians real quick. Look at this. A black man, white woman. Okay?
Traditions.
Time comes first. Let's put more value on what really matters.
Look, you see? Do you see it? And these commercials, y'all, are old. But you can see even now with movies and television, the agenda has really shot up. Okay? Let's keep watching.
This season, bring back the holidays with TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods.
A chance to be part of your family for 5 generations. Happy Thanksgiving from SC Johnson, a family company.
Saw some black women there.
Come on.
Look at that. Black man, white woman.
One more?
One more. One more. One more.
Okay.
Start the show!
Totino's Pizza Rolls.
Hey!
Remember what I was doing at lunch yesterday?
Oh my gosh, bro. This irritates me. Yummy's here. Hey, sis, shalom. All praises to the Most High. All right, here we go.
Applying for a car loan online at Vibe Credit Union?
And look at him. He seems like such a beta. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you filed for a car loan. Like, bro, this ain't us. Like, this ain't how we operate. It's just weird to see these weak males, you know what I'm saying, over here serenading and cupcaking these white women and sounding like a total weak, soft punk. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You got it.
yes.
That was fast.
Thanks to Vibes Express Lending.
Can't wait to see it.
Why wait? Nice catch.
I'd like to think so.
When you know what you want, why wait? With Vibe Credit Union's Express Lending, apply in 4 minutes and get same-day approval. Vibe Credit Union. Bank different.
I really like pillows.
Okay, look, another Negro here. Well, I can't, I gotta look.
Maybe too much.
Yep.
Go ahead, call me a hoarder. I've got these little enablers. Ziploc space bags. See? Way more space. For more pillows.
SC Johnson.
Hey, I really enjoyed our date.
Yeah, you know, this vibe is awesome.
I was thinking the same
So same guy, same woman.
thing.
I don't know why I didn't do this sooner.
So, dinner this weekend?
It's just what I need.
Fast forward.
Ready, dude.
I taught this guy everything he knows.
Yeah, but I'm still faster.
Faster, my butt. Every now and again, I like to think that people can catch up to my speed.
I got faster than Amber in like 2 months.
His mouth got a little bit faster. When you get trained by the best, you become the best. I absolutely love making sandwiches, and I love working with people. Just getting to do that every day is by far the best part.
I know what's so good. Because he's killing like what? Like this way that he like strangled, but the other things.
We're building a better world at Time Warner Cable, and we know sometimes.
Fast forward a little bit more.
I liked it.
Did we just start looking?
Okay, this dude is obviously racially ambiguous, so we're gonna just skip that. But that's a result of doing this. I'm just saying.
Forever. The family.
Bro, look at this. A white man with these racially ambiguous kids, and you got a black woman right here. I mean, do y'all see what they're pushing? I hope y'all see it. I don't have to play this whole video. I think it should be clear what they're doing.
With friends, with excitable nieces. Register for the Share Forever promotion now, and IHG
Try hot hands. Simply open the package, and they heat up quickly. Quick, long-lasting warmth. Go get your own.
It bothers me so much. It really does. And some people are like, well, it's not a big deal, man. They're in love. But it's a transgression against the Most High. It is.
McDonald's dollar menu just keeps getting
better.
Introducing all.
You see a common denominator here, and they push it more on the black man, the white woman, than they do so much the black woman and the white man. Even though there is an agenda also with black women being with these other nations.
Burger topped with melty white cheddar and caramelized onions, plus all your teeth.
Fast forward. I will walk a little bit more.
Where should I go? Can't stop myself out of control. Head over heels, no time to think. Looks like the whole world's out of sync.
So you like it?
I do.
In just minutes, you'll have tasty, toasty, perfect bacon bowls. The unique design
Bro, you over here advertising pork? Bro.
Using the art of Moscato. Cocktail style. The infusion of premium Sky vodka with Moscato grapes.
All right, y'all. I think that's good enough. I think y'all get the message. Okay. All right. So y'all can see what's going on here. It's very clear. It's and like I said, there's tons of videos online showing this being normalized and kind of embraced and pushed on us. But I just had to show you up front so you can see for yourself. Okay. Now we're going to continue on here. I'm going to show you another video before we continue on with this. Now, listen, I'm not in agreement with everything Umar Johnson says, but I think when he talks about the race mixing thing, I think he is right about that. I do. So let me show y'all this video from him.
Have you ever seen an interracial relationship that was acceptable to you?
No interracial relationship is acceptable because we have too many black women who are unmarried. Black women are the largest population on the planet Earth. If you can't find one in America, get it from Africa. If you can't get it from Africa, go to the Caribbean, go to Canada, go to Europe. Why would a black man need to copulate, build a family with?
Whoa, you hear? And isn't that not what I've been saying? If you can't find a woman, well, I'm going to be honest with you. If you can't pull a woman out here in America, don't expect to pull one in Caribbeans or Africa. All right? If you can't find a woman in America, or wherever you go and everywhere you go, you having problems with black women, homie, you the problem. I'm just saying. Don't think that, if you having problems in America, that you're going to be able to pull a woman, in another nation, another black woman, because it's really you that's lacking. You know what I'm saying? But if you just happen to, decide that you rather, talk to a woman that's Afro Yahudi, Afro-Dominican or Afro-Hispanic. Like I said, I'm not against that because they still Yahuda. So if you don't want, because man, I understand Western culture has impacted, some of the daughters of Zion, not all, but some of them, as far as the feminist stuff and all of that, I get it. So maybe you want someone who might be a little bit more traditional. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's totally fine as long as they are a black woman. As long as they are of the nation, there's nothing wrong with that. I know Aki, he was, he's been with a few black women here in America, but wasn't working out for him. So he ended up marrying this Afro-Honduran woman. You know what I'm saying? And he's very happy with her. She's very submissive. She's very beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't think there's nothing wrong with marrying a black woman, even if she's in another nation. She's not another nation. She's still a Negro, but she's just not here in America. So don't think that you have to 100% marry a black woman here in America. Maybe you should wait. Because I guarantee you, when we go into the wilderness, the Most High going to put you, if you are a single man and you ain't got no woman, I guarantee you the Most High going to probably put you either with a woman that is from the regathering of the nation of Yasharal, that he going to put you with. She might be Honduran. She might be Dominican, Afro-Dominican or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just be open to it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. It is an abomination. And that's what we're trying to prove today. Because I know a lot of y'all know this, but to people who don't know this, I'm trying to show you.
Anything other than a black woman when you have so many black women available. It is an exercise in self-hatred. There's no way to get around.
Yes. Yes. And that's the thing I don't understand, bro. Do y'all know how many black women are waiting and searching for a man? You ain't got no excuse, okay? I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. Making some goofy ass excuse talking about, well, there's no black women. Cap. That's what these swirlers say. Well, there's not no black women around me, and these black women, they're so masculine. Cap. That is total cap, bro. You know that's a damn lie. That's something Negroes say so they can lay with these other nations. Okay, don't you ever fix your mouth to sit there and tell me that there ain't no black woman you can find. That's goofy. That is some goofy stuff. That's just a Negro that don't like black women, but too scared to say it in front of a Negro that loves black women. That's just a cope. All right, let's keep going, y'all. All right, now, We're going to get back to the scriptures in a second, but I can assure you, family, this is an abomination to the Most High. Okay? This is an abomination. These racially ambiguous children with this pagan Christmas tree, and I'm not just talking about the Christmas tree. Yeah, Christmas tree is an abomination, period. Because the Negroes was hanging from trees. Just remember, Christmas is tied to paganism, but it's also tied to oppression. And here you got these racially ambiguous bastard children, you know what I'm saying, taking pictures and proud of it. I'm just saying, I don't support this. I don't. I do not. I think it's disgusting. I think it's nasty. And these Negroes that do this, y'all some coons. The problem is you've been programmed to hate Black women. The problem is you've been programmed not to look at the Black woman as beautiful. You have embraced these white colonizer stereotypes about Black women. Because the way Yahuwah describes the daughters of Zion, they were so beautiful. The scriptures say, black and comely, beautiful, beautiful, melanated Black women. These Black women were so beautiful, even the Malachim wanted to have children with them. That's how beautiful these Black women were. If you are not attracted to Black women, I want to present to you, you've been brainwashed. Period. You've been brainwashed. I don't care if it's the red pill community. I don't care if it's Kevin Samuels. And I'm not going to say Kevin Samuels is all wrong, right? I'm not saying that. I think that a lot of his aspects are true as far as traditionalism, marriage, children. I don't really agree with the whole high value thing because a man's value is not measured in money. His value is measured in his righteousness and his submission to the Most High. Money don't mean jack. Especially when this economy collapses, money ain't gonna mean a damn thing. Women are gonna be searching for men out here who are righteous, who serve the Most High. That's what a high value man is a Negro Israelite that loves the Most High, serves the Most High, submits to the Most High to lead you. That is the value of a Black man. A Negro that knows the Torah, keeps the commandments, loves his Black women because the Torah is his nature. Money ain't nothing, bro. Money's going to collapse. Money going to be gone. You know what I'm saying? This digital money system is about to be ushered in. So all y'all red pillars, help me understand where your value lies. You going to take the mark of the beast? That's where your value lies? And not your righteousness? Because your money ain't going to get you out of judgment. Your money ain't going to get you out of being cut off. This is a bloodline. This is a promise to the bloodline. Yahuwah said we are his inheritance. It is a promise to the bloodline that he will redeem us. He will make us the kings and queens. How do you think that's going to work if you laid up with another nation and they're the ones serving you? And if your marriage or your relationship or whatever you got with them folks, if it's suffering because of this right now, that's proof it wasn't meant to be. Statistically, interracial marriage is not statistically proven to succeed unless you are the biggest bootlicker, coon, tap dancing Sambo, buttermilk, biscuit eating Negro there is. Statistically, it's not meant to work out. If she ain't racist, I guarantee you somebody in her family is. If she ain't racist, I guarantee you there's somebody in her family that doesn't like those biracial bastard children you got. I'm just going to be honest with y'all today. I'm just going to be honest. And again, I don't hate you if you've done that and if you made a mistake, but you owe it to yourself to admit this was not Yahuwah's will for your life. Maybe you didn't know. Again, if you didn't know, you didn't know. And we're going to get to that in a little bit about, before the law is given, the Most High winks at our ignorance. But after the law is given, there is no sacrifice for sin. So if you know the truth and you reject the truth, there is no, Yahushua's blood does not cover you. Do y'all know that? Let's go to Hebrews 10 real quick. I'm going to just show you this. Let's go to Abarim, chapter 10, and we're going to read what that says, because it says, after knowing the truth and you continue to walk in unrighteousness, there is no sacrifice for sin. So even Yahushua's blood cannot cover you anymore. This is why this is a dangerous game to play. So let's go to Hebrews, Abarim, chapter 10, verse 26. Let's go there real quick. Timothy, Hebrews 10, Let's see what the word of the Most High says about this. Hebrews 10:26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received ha-da'ah, shah, ha'amath. After we receive the knowledge of the truth, there remains no more sacrifice for sins. Okay? So after the truth has been revealed and you continue to disobey the Most High, Yahushua's blood does not cover you anymore. This is why I say that we really got to be changed, y'all. We truly have to be changed. And that doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying, we can't make mistakes and stuff like that. But if you're willfully doing this out of your own desire and what you want to do, trust and believe there is no sacrifice for sin. But let's keep going because we still have more scriptures to get into. So let's jump over here. We looked at Tobit, where Tobit is told to take a seat of your people, to love your people, not to hate your people, to love your people, and to take a wife of your people. All right. Let's jump over to Jubilees 30, and we're going to read 1 through 20 real quick. Please hit the like button if you haven't already, family. It's much appreciated. I appreciate every one of you guys that are here with us today. I really, really appreciate it. I'm just redoing this lesson because it needs to be known. It needs to be made clear. All right. So we're going to go to Jubilees 33, and let's read that real quick. Jubilees 33, 8 through 16. Now, this is another example of a transgression to lay with the father's woman, but I'm just kind of trying to make some things clear. So let me scroll in. So this is Jubilees 33, and we are going to read 8 through 16. And Jacob was exceedingly wroth with Reuben or Reuben because he had laid with Bilhah, because he had uncovered his father's nakedness. Now, when it says nakedness, that's not so much, you know, them being bucket naked, right? But more so laying with someone's concubine or wife, your father's concubine or wife. And Jacob did not approach her again because Reuben had defiled her. And as for any man who uncovers his father's skirt, his deed is wicked exceedingly, for he is abominable for the Most High. For this reason, it is written and ordained on the heavenly tablets that a man should not lie with his father's wife and should not uncover his father's skirt, for this is unclean. They shall surely die together, the man who lies with his father's wife and the woman also, for they have wrought uncleanness on Ha'aras, the earth. And there shall be nothing unclean before our Lua in the nation which he chooses for himself as a possession. And again it is written a second time, cursed be he who lie with the wife of his father, for he has uncovered his father's shame. And all the Kadash ones of Yahuwah said, so be it, Akan, Akan. And do you, Moses, command the children of Yasharah, listen to this, that they observe this word, for it entails a punishment of death, and it is unclean. And there is no atonement forever to atone for the man who commits this, but he is to be put to death and slain and stoned with stones and rooted out from the midst of the people of our Alua. For no man who does so in Yasharal is permitted to remain alive a single day on the earth, for he is abominable and unclean. And let them not say to Reuben or Reuben was granted life and forgiveness after he had lain with his father's concubine. And to her also, though she had a husband, and her husband Jacob, his father, was still alive. For until that time, listen to this, pay attention to what I'm showing you. For until that time, there had not been revealed the ordinance and judgment and law in its completeness for all. So again, the reason why Reuben or Reuben, the son of Jacob, was pardoned by Yahuwah is because the law had not been given yet, which connects to Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26. If you continue to willfully sin, there is no sacrifice for sin. The blood atonement of Hamashiach no longer applies. This was done before the law was given, which is why he was pardoned by Yahuwah. Had he known this law and had it been given to him, he would be dead. Okay? The Most High don't play. For until that time, there had not been revealed the ordinance and judgment and law in its completeness for all, but in your days it has been revealed as the law of seasons and of days, and an everlasting law for the everlasting generations. And for this law, there is no consummation of days, no atonement for it, but they must be rooted out in the midst of the nation on the day wherein they committed it. They shall slay them. Very sobering, isn't it? When you really, really read the text for what it says, it is very, very sobering. And it really makes you rethink some things. All right. We're going to continue on. Let's go to, we're going to go to, now, I'm going to talk, like I said, I'm going to get to the seed of the Father thing in just a second, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. So we can see what the scriptures have said. Now, you might be asking yourself, but yet, sir, what about Moses? He married a Cushite woman, and he also married a Midianite woman. Okay, well, let's look at that in depth. All right, I'm going to start with the Cushite woman. We went through it in the last lesson, but since the audio is good, all praises to the Most High. So we're going to look at Jubilees, and we're going to read 76, 1 through 12. All right, we'll start there first, and then we'll work our way into the Midianite thing, because keep in mind, Moses did divorce both of them. So let's look at it. We'll start at 75 for context. Okay. So let me scroll down here a little bit here so we can understand what's actually being said here. Let me go over here to 76. Okay. So we know that Moses was king of Cush. When he left Egypt, he went into Cush, the Nubian kingdom. Okay. So that would be like Sudan and, those areas. Okay. So let's look at this. And let me make this bigger, actually. Okay, there we go. And it reads thus. And Moses, the son of Amram, was still king in the land of Cush in those days, and he prospered in his kingdom, and he conducted the government of the children of Cush in justice and righteousness and integrity. And all the children of Cush loved Moses, and all the days that he reigned over them, and all the inhabitants of the land of Cush were greatly afraid of him. And in the 40th year of the reign of Moses, so Moses reigned for 40 years, he came to Cush when he was 18 years old. He was just a boy, all right? 40 years he reigned over the Cushites. And the 40th year of the reign of Moses over Cush, Moses was sitting on the royal throne, while his Adoniah, the queen, was before him, and all the nobles were sitting around him. And Adoniah, the queen, said before the king and the princes, "What is this thing which you have children of Cush have done for this long time? Surely you know that for 40 years this man has reigned over Cush. He has not approached me, nor has he served the Elohim of the children of Cush. Now therefore, hear, O children of Cush, and let this man no more reign over you, as he is not of our flesh. Behold, Menacrus, my son, is grown up. Let him reign over you, for it is better for you to serve your son of your master than to serve a stranger, a slave of the king of Egypt." And all the people and the nobles of the children of Cush heard the words which Adonai, the queen, has spoken in their ears. So obviously she knew he was a Abari, or he was Hebrew, because she said that he was a slave of the king of Egypt. Okay, we know at this time Yasharal was in captivity under Egypt. How does she know? I mean, she was black, he was black. We're talking about Cushites here, but something about this Negro made her realize that he was not one of them. Okay, obviously by that time he had shed the gear and it was probably most likely because he didn't want to bow to their idols and he didn't want to lay with her. Okay, so he was appointed as king by these Cushites because they liked him as a person. And the man who was previously king had died in war. And so because they liked Moses, they made him king and gave him her for a wife. But he didn't ask for her and he didn't want her. He didn't ask to be king either. So when you read Bamadabar or Numbers 12, verse 1, and it talks about the Cushite woman, it's talking about Adoniah. Okay, this woman who he never laid down with. Okay, matter of fact, let's jump over to Bamadabar Numbers so we can confirm this with the book of Jasher. Line upon line, precept upon precept, y'all. A little here, a little there. So let's look at this. Bamadabar, let's go to Numbers chapter 12, verse 1. And connect it all for you. All right. 12:1. And Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite, or the Cushi woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushi woman. Now, as I said before, The Most High did not curse Miriam with leprosy because they were questioning why he was laid up with this heathen woman, okay? But it was because they were questioning the Most High why he chose Moses to begin with. That's when Yahuwah smote them with leprosy. Or smote, I'm sorry, Salaki, not Aaron, but Miriam. Moses' sister was smote with leprosy. Because if that was the case, he would have just gave him the leprosy right there in verse 1, but he didn't. It wasn't until they said more that it was made clear why they were smote with leprosy. It was not out of the norm for our people to question when we saw heathens around our people. So let me show you this. Verse 2. And they said, has Yahuwah indeed spoken only by Moses? Has he not spoken also by us? And Yahuwah heard it? Now the man Moses was very meek above all men which are upon the face of the earth. And Yahuwah spoke suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, come out unto the tabernacle of the assembly. And they came out. And Yahuwah came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam. They came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, Yahuwah will make himself known to him in a vision and will speak to him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all my house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of Yahuwah shall he behold. Wherefore, then were you not afraid to speak against my servant? And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow, and Aharon or Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. So do you see that? It wasn't because they was questioning why he was with this heathen. It's because she said, has Yahuwah only spoken to Moses? Has he not spoken also by us? And Yahuwah heard it. That's what made him mad. Not because he was with a heathen. It's because she was boasting and saying, well, Yahuwah speaks to us too. And it's not just Moses. She was boasting against Moses, who was chosen by Yahuwah to lead. She didn't like that. Okay? And that's exactly why she was cursed with leprosy. It had nothing to do with them questioning why he was with a heathen. Had nothing to do with that. That is an Israelite custom to question laying with these other nations. So let's keep going. Now, we're going to talk about mixed children for a second. Yeah, she was jealous. Exactly. She was jealous of him. You know what I mean? That's his own sister. You know what I'm saying? But she was jealous because, oh, shoot. Shabbat shalom, everybody. All esteem to y'all. It's dark outside where I'm at. It's 5:44 over here. So Shabbat shalom to everybody that is in the Shabbat Yada Yahuwah. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's go to Hosea or Husha chapter 5, verses 3 through 7, because that talks about mixed children. And we're going to get to the seed of the father in a minute. Mickey Mouse voice. All right, let's keep going. So Husha or Hosea chapter 5, verses 3 through 7. Let's go there real quick. Husha. Let's see. And I'm going to go on the Septuagint so I can make sure the text is accurate. Chapter 5. Let's go to the Septuagint. And we're going to read 3 through 7. Okay? And this is what it says about mixed children. All right? I know Ephraim, and Yasharal is not far from me. For now Ephraim or Ephraim has gone grievously a-whoring, and Yasharal is defiled. Chasing after those other nations. They have not framed their counsels to return to their Elua, for Hachruach of fornication is in them, and they have not known Yahuwah. And the pride of Yasharal shall be brought down low before his face, and Yasharal and Ephraim shall fall in their iniquities. Well, what is this iniquity? And Yahudah shall also fall with them. And we're going to expose what this iniquity is in a second. So let's keep reading. They shall go with sheep and calves, diligently seek Yahuwah, but they shall not find him, for he has withdrawn himself from them. What did they do that was so bad, where the Most High said it was iniquity, and he withdrew himself from them? What was it? We get the answer in verse 7. For they have forsaken Yahuwah, for strange children have been born to them. Now shall the cankerworm devour them and their heritage. Okay? Having these bastard-ass mixed children. Okay? That was the iniquity. That was why the Most High turned his face from his children. Having these bastard children. These mamzers. Okay? That's why he called it such an iniquity, and he had withdrawn from Yasharal because Ephraim and Yahudah have been making these mixed children with these other nations, these bastard children. Okay, it is definitely an abomination. All right, it's not wrong for me to say that if you have mixed children, they're bastards, because they are. All right, that's just what it is. Okay, let's keep going. Now, we're going to look at this seed of the father thing because I think that's important. Bastard sounds harsh, not going to lie. I know it do. But I mean, it is what it is. Even Yahuwah in Enoch said, kill the bastards. Okay, the mixed ones. All right, so it is what it is. Now, what's interesting, though, is we're going to look at the seed of the father thing here because I think this is important. All right, so let's go to Azara, chapter 2, verse 59. Azara 2, Ezra 2, verse 59, actually. Hold on, a second, Ezra. Let me go to Ezra 2. So I want you guys to understand, as I said, you are what your father's seed is, but that is not a reason to mix with these other nations, okay? It is not. But let me just show you this, all right? So Ezra 2, verse 59. And these are they that went up to Talmalach, Tarashah, Karub, Hadan, Amar, and they were not able to tell the house of their fathers and their seed whether they were of Yasharal. Okay? So they were not able to tell the house of their fathers and their seed whether they were of Yasharal. Why? Because the man determines your lineage. The father determines your lineage. I mean, mixed is still mixed, but essentially you are what your father is. But this is why it was such a transgression, because even if you look at the scriptures here, you can see here that they were still, you know, if they had a mother from another nation, they would still essentially be considered bastards. But you are what your father is. Now, if you got a heathen father and a Israelite mother, you are definitely not considered a Yahudi or an Israelite. And that's just very, very clear because it goes out to the man. Now, just to show you a few examples of this, first, let's go to, we're going to go to Proverbs 22:14. I want to show you that real quick as we continue. Proverbs 22:14. Let's go there real quick. Proverbs 22:14. The mouth, and I want you to listen to what's being said here. The mouth of a transgressor is a deep pit. Wait a minute. Hold on a second here. Okay. Actually, hold on. Let me go to blue letter because I think it's actually in a different place in the Septuagint. Let me just make sure I get this right. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me come back on the screen. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Really, really appreciate it. Proverbs 22:14. Let's go there. So I want to make sure I'm in the right verse here. Hmm. 22:14. Let me pull this up, show y'all the scripture real quick. Okay. Proverbs 22:14 says, the mouth of a transgressor is a deep pit, and he that is hated of Yahuwah shall fall into it. Evil ways are before a man, and he does not like to turn away from them. But it is needful to turn aside from a perverse and bad way. 15. Folly is attached to the heart of a child, but the rod and instruction are then far from him. Okay, so the mouth of a transgressor is a deep pit. But that can even be likened to people that are telling you it's okay to mix and all these other things. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a lot of our people fall into this snare of believing this, you know, we're all one kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I said, it's one bloodline that Messiah would come through, right? So one blood that all men could be saved. But as far as our functionality and how we move as Israelites, we are not supposed to be mixing with these other people. Okay, this right here will get you kicked out. The Bible's misogynistic, racist, xenophobic, and the major reason why the world is in chaos now. It's time to seek out another God who is more compassionate. I don't believe in other gods. I don't serve in gods of the heathens. I don't serve the white man's God. I don't believe in no white man's Jesus. And by the way, the Bible was stolen by white people, Europeans, heathens, okay, Edomites. This Bible is our book. Now, I don't know what you are, because obviously you ain't got no image of yourself, so I don't know if you white, Hamite. I'm assuming you a Hamite by the pagan pyramids you got in your profile picture. But I don't want to serve your God. I don't want your God. Your God is not real. If you don't believe in the Alua of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, your God is fake. I don't want nothing to do with your God. Your God is trash because your God ain't real. All right? There, I said it. You come in here with that again, you gone. This is your first and last warning. Moderators, if he says anything and I miss it, kick him. Here they come. Here they come. Exactly. Never a dull moment on Yexer's channel, huh, y'all? Never a dull moment. Now, I want to show you guys a few more scriptures here, and we're going to also talk about Moses. So actually, you know what? Let me go to that real quick. A lot of people, we know that the Cushite woman, he never ended up having children with, and he put her away. But let me show you also the Midianite women he put away, that Midianite woman he took for a wife at the well. He also put her away and her children, which is why I'm showing you it is not a weird thing to say that you probably going to have to do that if he tells you to. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you if he tells you to do it, you better do it. Yexer ain't going to tell you what to do if you with them people. I'm just telling you what the scriptures say. Maybe it'll convict you. I don't know. That's up to you. So let's go to Ezra or Zara chapter 9, verses 1 through 15, so we can understand this situation with Moses and the Midianite woman. All right. So Ezra 9, and let's read 1 through 15. Okay. All right, here we go. And when these things were finished, actually, you know what? This is actually a separate scripture than I wanted to go to, but it talks about mixing with the other nations. So I feel like it's just as important. We'll get to Moses in a minute, but let's read this. And when these things were finished, the princes drew near to me, saying, the people of Yashua and the priests and the Levites were not separated themselves from the people of the land and their abominations, even the Canaanite, the Ethite, the Perizzite, the Jebusite, the Ammonite, the Moabite, the Mazarite, and the Amorite. For they have taken of their daughters for themselves and their sons, and the Kadash seed is passed among the nations of the lands, and the hand of the rulers has been first in this transgression. And when I heard this thing, I rent my garments and trembled and plucked some of the hairs of my head and my beard and sat down mourning. So, I mean, Ezra was so bothered by this, bro. He was literally mourning to the Most High. He was literally crying out to the Most High, like, why are they doing this? He was so bothered by it. I just want y'all to understand the culture of this, okay? So you understand why it was such a bothersome thing, okay? Because of the Torah. Let's keep reading. And keep in mind, Ezra or Zara was a very righteous man, a very, very righteous man. Verse 4, then there assembled to me all that followed the word of the Lua of Yasharal on account of the transgression of the captivity, and I remained mourning until the evening sacrifice. And at the evening sacrifice, I rose up from my humiliation, and when I had rent my garments, then I trembled and bowed myself on my knees and spread out my hands to Yahuwah Alua. Then I said, O Yahuwah, I am ashamed and confounded, O my Alua, to lift up my face to you, for our transgressions have abounded over our head, and our trespasses have increased even to heaven. From the days of our fathers, we have been in great trespass until this day, and because of our iniquities, we and our kings and our children have been delivered into the hand of the kings of the Gentiles by the sword and by captivity and by spoil, and with shame on our face as at this day. And now our Alua has dealt mercifully with us, so as to leave us to escape and to give us an establishment in the place of this sanctuary, to enlighten our days and give a little quickening in our servitude. For we are slaves, yet in our own servitude, Yahuwah Alua has not deserted us, and he has extended favor to us in the sight of the kings of the Persians to give us quickening, and that they should raise up the house of our Alua and restore the desolate places of it, and to give us a fence in Yahudah and Yerushalayim. What shall we say, our Alua, after this? We have forsaken your commandments, which you have given us by the hand of your servants, the prophets, saying, the land into which you go to inherit is a land subject to disturbance by the removal of the people of the nations for their abominations, wherewith they have filled it from one end to the other by their uncleanliness. And now give not your daughters to their sons, and take not of their daughters for your sons, neither shall you seek their peace or their good forever, that you may be strong and eat the good of the land and transmit it as an inheritance to your children forever. And after all that has come upon us because of our evil deeds and our great trespass, it is clear that there is none such as our Alua, for you have lightly visited our iniquities and given us deliverance. Whereas we have repeatedly broken the commandments and intermarried with the people of the lands, be not very angry with us to our utter destruction, so there should be no remnant or escaping one. O Yahuwah, Alua of Yasharal, you are righteous, for we remain yet escaped. So as at this day, behold, we are before you in our trespass, for we cannot stand before you on this account. So we can see here how grieved Azara was because of this. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't something that was taken lightly. It wasn't something that was just overlooked and it's not a big deal. It didn't work like that. Okay. It was very much a very, 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 very serious thing. Okay. Now, we're going to continue on. I'm going to jump over here to Nehemiah 13, 23 to 20 real quick. And let's look at that real quick. Let me pull that back up here on the screen. So Nehemiah, or Nakam Yahu, and that's going to be 13, 23 to 20. Nehemiah. These books are like in a different order than I normally read them. Sometimes when you look at the scriptures, they have it as Nehemiah or they have it as Ezra. Okay, there we go. Nakam Yahu 13, 23 to 24. Or 23, 23. Okay. Okay, so let's read this. And in those days, I saw the Yahudim who had married women of Ashdod of Ammon. Okay, remember Ammon. That is a descendant of Lot and his daughters. Remember, one of them bore Moab and the other one bore Ammon. Okay, or Ammon or Amun. Okay, so that would mean these are incestuous descendants, essentially, who had married women of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab. And their children spoke half of the language of Ashdod and did not know how to speak in the Yahudi language. And I strove with them and cursed them, and I smote them and plucked off their hair and made them swear by Lua, saying, you shall not give your daughters to their sons, and you shall not take of their daughters to your sons. Did not Solomon, king of Yasharal, sin this way? Though there was no king like him among many nations, and he was beloved of Alua, and Alua made him king over all Yasharal, yet strange women turned him aside. So we will not hearken to you to do this evil, to break covenant with our Alua, to marry strange wives. Wait a minute. So marrying strange wives is breaking the covenants. Marrying strange wives is breaking the covenant. I'm going to read that to y'all again. Nehemiah 13:27. So we will not hearken to you to do this evil. So it's considered evil, and to break covenant with our Alua to marry strange wives. So it's considered transgression, it's considered wickedness, it's considered sin, and it's considered evil. And covenant breaking it. So what excuse is there? There isn't one. All right, now we're going to continue on. I think I went through most of these scriptures here. Okay. Now, we're going to look at this seed of the father thing so we can make that clear also. I think that's going to be important to also prove. So let's jump over to that real quick. So let's go over here to 1 Kings 14:21. Just to prove to you, you are what your father is. 1 Kings 14:21. Yeah, 14:21. And Rehoboam, son of Solomon, ruled over Judah. Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 17 years in the city of Jerusalem, which Yahuwah chose to put his name there out of all the 12 tribes of Yasharal. And his mother's name was Naamah, the Ammonitess. Wait a minute, isn't Ammon the people that we just read about in Nehemiah? The children of incest? But it says here that Rehoboam was a son of Solomon. So he was reigning over Yasharal, but his mother is a heathen? But he was the son of Solomon, so he's still a Yahudi. So you are what your father's seed is. But that's not an excuse to be mixing with these nations, because it makes you in transgression against the Most High, and it's also breaking covenant with him. So don't continue to do it. Don't make the mistakes of our ancestors. Solomon was already wrong for what he did, okay? But that was his son that he had with this Ammonitis, okay? But these are the same people, okay, that Yahuwah said not to go after. Strange women, okay? So we see this right here. Now let's look at another one. We're going to go to 1 Chronicles 23:14. Let's go there real quick. 1 Chronicles 23, verse 14. The sons of Amram, Aaron and Moses, and Aaron was appointed for the consecration of the most Kadash things, he and his sons forever, to burn incense before Yahuwah, to minister and bless in his name forever. And as for Moses, the man of Elua, his sons were reckoned to the tribe of Levi. Now, we already know Moses had children with the Midianite woman, but yet his children were still considered to be Levites because their father was a Levite. That's very clear. But I'm going to show you, even though they were their father's seed, they still got put away. So let's go to Malachi chapter 2, verses 10 through 12. Sorry, I just got all these scriptures. I know I'm kind of jumping through this real quick, but as long as y'all see the scriptures, bro. As long as y'all see the scriptures. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up this next scripture. I had just like jotted down these scriptures in such a hurry, and I wanted to make sure that I addressed all these questions that people might have. Let me see here. I think it was Jubilees 30. Let's go there real quick. Jubilees 30. Let's go there real quick. All right. Jubilees 30. Let me go there real quick. And we're going to read about this too. And we're going to read Jubilees 31 through 20 so we can understand the defilement of these other nations. So give me a 1 if you guys are familiar with Dina and the children of Shechem. Give me a 1 if you're familiar with that. Give me a 2 if you're not familiar with Dina and the children of Shechem, because I'm going to bring that up next. Okay, so y'all do know. Okay, all praises to the Most High. What if you marry a woman from another nation? They can be grafted in. I'm not saying they can't be grafted in. I'm just telling you, you're not supposed to marry them, period, whether they're grafted in or not. You're only supposed to marry Israelite women if you're an Israelite. Now, if you are another nation, you can marry other nations. You just can't marry Israelites. So, yeah, even if they're grafted in, you're not supposed to marry them at all, bro. That's just what it is. So some of y'all know about the children of Shechem and y'all know about Dina. Okay. So real quick, I'm going to just jump over here to show you this Moses thing, and then we'll read about Dina. So let's jump over here to Exodus 18:2. So I can show you that Moses literally divorced that woman he was with. Exodus 18, and Yahusha also talks about that. So look at this. This is Jethro's advice. And we are looking at the scriptures, and we're going to see what Moses did. Did he put her away? Yes, he still did. All right, look at this. And Jethro, the priest of Midian, the father-in-law of Moses, heard all that Yahuwah did to his people in Yasharal, for Yahuwah brought Yasharal out of Egypt. And Jethro, the father-in-law of Moses, took Zipporah, the wife of Moses, after she had been sent away. Okay? He sent her back to her father, his father-in-law. Okay? And not just her, but her sons. Verse 3. And her 2 sons, the name of one was Gershom, his father, saying, I was a sojourner in a strange land. So again, He sent her away. She had been sent away and her 2 sons. Okay? So there's no excuse. There is no excuse, y'all. He divorced her and he put those children back to their father's, the grandfather's house. His father-in-law, who is Zipporah's father. He divorced her and he sent those children away. Why? They were bastards. It's just that simple. Now, again, I'm going to say this one more time. If you have children with another nation, I ain't telling you what to do. That's between you and Yahuwah. Because, I understand that, some of these things can be hard to hear. And that's why they say the word cuts like a sword. Because some of these truths are hard to hear. They are hard to understand. They are hard for some people to digest, especially if you are in this situation. But I want you to know, if you are, I don't hate you or anything like that, but I do think you need to re-examine what you're connected to after you look at these scriptures. And I pray that these scriptures will do that for you. All right. Now let's read about Dina and the children of Shechem, because that's also a very interesting situation. So let me just give you a little bit of the context here. So Dina is the only daughter of Jacob. That is their baby sister. Okay, little girl. And she ends up getting violated by these heathens. One of them takes her and violates her. And y'all know what I mean. He handed her a bag of grapes. So he came to Jacob and his sons and he said, I want to take her for a wife. But because of what he had done, he had defiled her. Okay? Because he wasn't supposed to be with her in the first place. But let me just read y'all that. So I believe that was going to be Jubilees 30. Let's go there real quick. Jubilees 30. So let's jump over here to Jubilees 30 and let's read the scripture. Jubilees 30. Here we go. All right. In the first year of the 6th week, he went up to Shalom, the east of Shechem, in peace in the 4th month. And there they carried off Dina, the daughter of Jacob, into the house of Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the land. And he lay with her and defiled her. And she was a little girl, a child of 12 years old. And he besought his father and her brothers that she might be given to him for a wife. And Jacob and his sons were wroth because of the men of Shechem, for they had defiled Dina, their sister. And they spake to them with evil intent and dealt deceitfully with them and nashah them, beguiled them, deceived them. And Simeon and Levi came unexpectedly to Shechem and executed judgment on all the men of Shechem and slew all the men whom they found in it and left not a single one remaining in it. And they slew all in torments because they had dishonored their sister Dina. And thus let it not be done again from henceforth that a daughter of Yasharah should be defiled, for judgment is ordained in heaven against them, that they should destroy with the sword all the men of the Shechemites, because they have wrought shame in Yasharah. And what did Yahuwah do? And Yahuwah delivered them into the hands of the sons of Jacob, that they might exterminate them with the sword and execute judgment upon them, and that it may not be thus again be done in Yasharah, that a virgin of Yasharah should be defiled. If there is any man who wishes a Yasharah to give his daughter or sister to any man who is of the seed of the Gentiles, he shall die. Let me give that to you again. If there is any man who wishes in Yasharah to give his daughter or his sister to any man who is the seed of the heathens, he shall die, and they shall stone him with stones, for he has wrought shame in Yasharah. And they shall burn the woman with fire, because she has dishonored the name of the house of her father, and she shall be rooted out of Yasharah. Well, how about that? Mic drop. I don't think I need to show no more. Okay, so RR says, and a lot of the women don't want to live right. A man is supposed to wait forever. Homie, I ain't saying that. I said earlier in the stream. See, this is the excuse I see when it comes to Negroes who want to justify mixing with these other nations. And I'm not coming at you, but this is just the stuff I see from a lot of Negroes that like them people and want to lay with them people. Okay? It's goofy. And it's sour cream supremacy to say that all black women ain't loving and ain't submissive and all of that. First of all, you need to find a black Israelite woman in the truth. Matter of fact, we got some sisters right here in this assembly, okay, that are beautiful daughters of Zion that understand the righteousness the Most High requires as they are daughters of Zion and what they expect from a man of righteousness. My question is, if you have been dealing with women who don't want to live right, are you living right? Are you being a righteous man? Because if you come to a black woman talking about, well, y'all don't like listening to us and y'all masculine and y'all got masculine tendencies, you think they're going to submit to you when you elevate the other nations above them? I'm just saying, think about it. If you can't find you a black woman here in America, there's other places you can go. You got Afro-Hondurans, you got Afro-Peruvians, Afro-Dominicans, Afro-Hispanics, Afro-Brazilians. All of them is black women, and they all of the tribe of Yahudah. So you ain't got to stick with no American woman, but that ain't no excuse not to marry no black woman. I'm just saying. The grass is not greener on the other side. It's not. I know the mainstream media is telling you it is, but that's all cap, dude. And take it from a Negro like me who was with a white woman. Before I knew the truth, before I understood these scriptures, before I knew all of this, what I experienced, even in that little 6-month window I was dating this white woman, everything I saw, everything I had seen, and even what I hear come out of other white women's mouths just on general on social media. These white women honestly hate black women. They do. And a lot of times they get with Negroes because it's not because they're attractive. I mean, yeah, we attractive. I know that. But I'm just saying, a lot of times these white women do this to rub it in the black woman's face. Just like when you think about, and we're going to talk about this in a documentary I'm doing on Patreon. Never trust a white woman, all right? Black women, especially you. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, but during segregation times, during the civil rights era, the feminist movement was born because a bunch of liberal white women got in black women's ears and told them, stand with us. This is a fight for all women. And then what did those white women do? They turned around and stabbed these black women in the back and said, well, it's not really a black woman thing. It's more of just a white woman thing, which is white feminism. And black women got sucked into that because they trusted this white women. That's these white women. Because it was all about them. They just used black women as a pawn to bring about protection for them. Go look up feminism. Go look up white feminism. Go look it up. Those white women who told black women to stand in solidarity with them started supporting all types of racist policies. All types of racist policies. They were never for us. Never. And like I said, when I get the documentary done on Patreon, I will definitely show you guys all of that. Because I mean, in the digging that I've been doing in this documentary, man, it's deep. It is very, very deep. Jacina says, I'm here to, I think my account was blocked by accident. I promise I'm here to learn, not write nonsense in the chat. Oh, something happened? Did I miss something? Torah Living says, as soon as those Gentile women get upset with them, they weaponize calling the police to get them back. And it happened to me, nigga. It happened to me, bro. I'm telling you. Listen, I ain't never laid with this woman. I ain't never had children with her. I ain't never did nothing sexual with this woman ever, bro. Never. I was just dating her. When I first came into this truth, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, you know, I didn't really understand a lot of the things. And so I wasn't looking. I was really honestly looking for an Israelite woman. And at the time, I was on Facebook and I just happened to come across her page and she had a really powerful testimony. So, you know, we started talking and stuff like that. We was real friendly. I obviously didn't subscribe to campianity and stuff like that either. So we just started talking and we started, you know, getting to know each other and stuff like that. And as soon as I started to see that she didn't like that I was talking about Black issues so much, see, the only way a Negro can work with a white woman is if you keep your mouth closed about them people. And I'm not that kind of person. Y'all know that. You can tell. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not that type of person that keeps my mouth closed about stuff like that. Then this white woman gonna sit over here and show me videos of white women basically putting this like Black stuff on their face to appear as Black women. And I'm like, you don't see this as racist? She's like, no, I don't see it. Bro, they don't understand your struggle. They don't understand anything about you. They just fantasize about you because you got certain characteristics as a man that they desire. And I'm gonna be honest, white people are naturally attracted to people with melanin in their skin because they realize with you, you're the only one that's gonna survive. Okay? They not. They dying out. And so they want your seed because then they can say, well, this bastard child, he's still a Yahudi because his father's Yahudi. And now that they know you Yasharal, they really want you. Don't you fall for this. They are trying to breed you out and get rid of you and take your birthright, Jacob. Do you not see the game they playing with you? Don't fall for this. Anything, let me ask y'all all a question. Let's have a moment of honesty. A true moment of honesty. I'm pretty much done with the lesson, so we can just chat now. But when has the world ever pushed something the Most High wanted us to do? When has the world ever promoted something that is of our Father? When? Never. It's a rhetorical question. Never. It has never done that. So if you see movies, television, cartoons, and TV shows promoting interracial marriage, don't you think that's part of the enemy's agenda? Don't you think that's part of the enemy's agenda? Of course it is. Of course it is. Let me show y'all this. What was that Spider-Man movie that came out? Multiverse. Look at his girlfriend in this movie. He got a love interest for this white woman, okay? And he's a Black man. Miles Morales is a Negro. But this movie came out, and look what they're promoting, okay? A Black man and a white woman. This is Miles Morales right here. Negro, white woman. Gwen Stacy, okay? This is him in costume, kissing all on this white woman, okay? You cannot tell me this is not an agenda on these children, on these kids, and all of this stuff. And Salaki, I don't like saying kids, children, okay? Let me see if I can find, here it is. Look at this. You want to tell me this ain't an agenda? You want to tell me it's not, especially on children, because children love Spider-Man. When I was a child, I loved Spider-Man. But I didn't want to watch this because I saw what it was, okay? And that's his love interest. Look at this. Let me show y'all something else, just in case you need a little bit more convincing, okay? They had a movie that came out recently called The Society of Magical Negroes. And in the movie, bro, he falls in love with a dang white woman. It's supposed to be, you know, pro-Black and all this, but then at the end of the dang movie, his love interest is a dang white woman. I'm just saying. You don't see them pushing Asians with other nations, Mexicans, Hispanics with other nations, Native Americans with other nations, and yet these folks claim to be us. Let me show y'all this real quick. We're going to watch the trailer. Fair use, YouTube. So I'm going to just show you this. And I want you to watch this trailer and how they kind of talk about white people, but then at the very end of the trailer, he ends up falling in love with this white woman. Let me show you this.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
I know you can feel their discomfort, Aaron. Watching you walk through a room full of white people was the most painful thing I've ever seen.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I don't want to take you to a job interview.
There's a recruiting class starting right now, and we got to get you in it.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
I don't really understand.
It's easier to shut.
Okay, so he said he walked into a room of white people and felt extremely uncomfortable. Okay, now I want you to notice that they're pushing one racially ambiguous black character. I mean, he's nowhere near as melanated as David Allen Greer, by the way. Okay, but I just want y'all to understand they're mixing witchcraft and sorcery and also mixing, and I'm gonna show you that in a minute.
It's the most dangerous animal on the planet.
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us.
So look at what this black man is instilling in this racially ambiguous child, okay, or this young Negro male. I don't know what his father is. I don't know what his mother is, but obviously he's mixed. But look at how he's saying white people are very dangerous, and then look what ends up happening. It's hilarious.
That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
The name needs a little updating, maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
You ready?
Oh.
And I want you to notice how most of these black men you see that they use, they push these ideas with are very weak and beta and just soft and just corny and just, you know what I'm saying? Just very like watered down. Black men don't talk like that, dude. Oh, I think we should just, call it black people. Like what? Anyway.
Wow.
Your first client is a Jason Munn. His morale is far too low.
Hey.
Hey.
Darn it. I was hoping there was a station right next to him.
Oh, is this one spoken for?
No.
Yeah, it's actually fun and weirdly relaxing. It's like being a secret agent with none of the danger.
Hey, I'm Lizzie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
She's great.
Yeah, she's cool.
You kidding? Come on, man. She's smart and funny.
I know what you were doing going on about her. You're trying to set us up.
No, that's not what I was doing.
You cannot have a relationship with Lizzie now. Because if you don't put Jason first, everyone's magic will fail.
I've always felt like it's my job to make white people feel.
Yeah, he over here, it's my job to make white. No, bro, come on, cuz. This is wild, y'all.
I've always felt like it's my job to make white people feel comfortable, and here it literally is. But maybe it shouldn't be.
I got a great plan to ask her out, but I'm gonna need your help.
Do you think you could work your magic?
Hey, is he talking about me?
Hey.
Oh, wait, are you?
But I traveled a long way.
Someone defied the society. Who was it?
If you didn't let her go like I told you, if you interfere with her or your client, you could have your memory erased. You won't even remember she existed.
Even though we might never see each other again, I need you to know that what we had was real.
I'm curious to see how you gonna make it out of all this.
Okay, corny as hell. I mean, it's like it doesn't promise what it delivers, right? When you watch the beginning of it, it's talking about the danger of white people and, how the white tears and the white privilege and all of that. And then he totally goes against the grain and then goes after that. And then it plays this happy-go-lucky music towards the end where he looks at that woman and then the music changes. And then he's like, it's real. And he's pleading himself. Listen, I'm going to say this one more time. I don't have an issue with white people that are grafted in, that believe in Yahuwah Yahusha. You're welcome to the nation, and you're welcome to Cleve. You are welcome to be amongst us when we go in the wilderness. We will welcome you, okay? We're not going to turn you away if you believe in Yahuwah Yahusha and you want to serve our Lord. We want that for you. You know what I'm saying? But you are not supposed to marry us, and we are not supposed to marry you. And it doesn't matter if you're white, Asian, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you are. Even if you are an African Hamite from some other tribe, we're not supposed to marry you either. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest with you. You could mess up your inheritance by doing that. If you are a Negro, you could definitely mess up your inheritance by doing this. And you don't want to be on the receiving end of the Most High. Growing in CHRIST says, literally a movie about being a modern day house slave. Yep. And that's why they get these weak men to play these roles. But black men, I do understand certain things about society with some of the daughters of Zion. Okay, I understand. But I want you to understand that this world is dividing us, y'all, family. I'm saying this out of love. All right. They want us to be against each other. They do. And that's why you have the war of the sexes, the black man versus the black woman. This is part of their agenda. So naturally, you'll go after them. Don't fall for the propaganda. Do not fall for it. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to just play a little bit of this video here so you can see what I'm talking about, okay? And I'm not going to play too much, but just a little bit of it, all right? Give me a second. Get this. Okay. I'm going to show you a video here, and I just want you to see the agenda of the dividing of black men and black women, because that is what they're doing, whether you want to see it or not. But let me show you this satanic music video and the agenda that is being pushed here, okay? And you see it with SZA. You know, I might kill my ex and all this other stuff. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to play the music because I don't want this wicked music playing in my ears. So I'm going to mute it. But look at this Megan Thee Stallion video, okay? And just look at what's going on here. Pay close attention. Don't worry, the music is off, all right? So it won't be no sound. I just want you to see something here. Look. So you see this black woman, and then you see Megan Thee Stallion. What do you see? A dead Negro. Blood all on her mouth, blood all over the thing. He's over here dead. You know what I'm saying? She slayed him. She drank some of his blood. Like, dude, do y'all not see this is satanic? Look at this. This is what they're pushing on you. This is Amalek. This is the Amalekites. The Amalekim are pushing this on our people to make us hate each other. This is all nothing but propaganda, y'all. That's all it is. And if you are falling for this and you agree with this and you're like, well, you know, I don't like black women anyway, you part of the problem. You have been brainwashed. Okay? And I understand some black women don't ever, one thing I say to everybody on this channel, never generalize black men and never generalize black women as one monolith. That we all think the same, we all act the same, because that is also sour cream supremacy. Just like when they said we're all lazy. Just like when they said we're all 3/5 human. That is sour cream supremacy, right in your face. Never generalize this nation as we're all the same, because we ain't. We ain't. But this is what I'm talking about, okay? This is what these Amalekites are pushing to divide us from each other, to make it feel like a Negro, he deserves to die, whatever he might have done. And I understand Negroes ain't perfect. I totally understand that. I totally do. And I understand all Negro women are not perfect. But again, find you a woman in this truth that is not about this Babylonian mindset, okay? Find you a traditional black woman that has submitted to the Most High and is ready to submit to you if you're righteous, all right? But this is what I'm talking about right here. This is white supremacy. Look at that. Oh, Father, help us. Look at this. So I just want you to understand what our enemies are doing. All right? I want you to understand what our enemies are doing. And I'm telling you, rebuke this witchcraft, this sorcery that is put on our people to make us continue to go against the Most High. Yahuwah says he's going to cut off the rebels from amongst us. So those who do these things, black women that hate black men and choose to say, well, I'm going to go with a white man. You don't think you could be cut off too? I'm not just talking about the men. I'm talking about our people in general, men and women. I don't find it at all a coincidence that this, when did this song come out? Let me see something real quick. This song came out like literally a few days ago. 9 days ago. Yep, 9 days ago. Right here, you can see it. 9 days ago, she dropped this song. And Megan Thee Stallion is just disgusting. Number 15 on trending for music. 2.5 million views. Uploaded 9 days ago. This is a recent song. Let me show you this other thing. Might as well show y'all this as well, because I think that this is very clear. The agenda with the dividing of the races, or dividing of the black man, the black woman. And it's always a Negro that they end up doing this to. But then they'll be hugged up with Justin Bieber or one of these other individuals from these other nations. So let me show you this. I'm going to mute this too. And I'm going to show you this next one. All right. So again, this is on mute. This is SZA right here. And I'm going to fat like now. You see the black man, he comes in hugging on her. They look so in love, right? You know, beautiful Negro love. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I support that. But look how the video changes. So let me fast forward. All right. You see these white men right here. You see a black man with these other nations or whatever the case is with that. They're shooting at somebody. And then as the song starts, and let me fast forward. So basically what it does here is it shows the black man hugging on this black woman and shooting up her house. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. So they're not just using black women to push this hate and dividing the race. They're using Negroes too. Negro males. This Negro hugged up on this black woman, and then he had these heathens go and shoot up her house. So now she wants revenge. Okay? Trying to paint us as we hate black women. We don't love black women. We are not, you know, black men that love our black queens. But he hugged on her deceptively. And now you got these Negroes shooting up her house. Okay? And this is where she gets revenge. You can see the house has been shot up. You can see blood. You see the bullet holes and all of that. And then at the end of the video, she ends up killing him. Okay? Let me fast forward to this. Fast forward right about, where is it? Right here. This is like an anime. That's her with the black man, right? He betrayed her, and then she rips his heart out. Now she got blood all over her face. Y'all see what's going on here? I just find it so interesting. They push interracial marriage, right? But it's not the white man that shoots up her house. It's the black man that commissions those individuals to do that to her. Oh, my. So anyway, man, that's all I got to say. But this is the agenda. And it should behoove us not to fall for it, not to allow it, not to believe in it. Because that's what they want. They want to push us away from the Most High. And I find it interesting. This interracial agenda has really upticked since this awakening. Thug Life says, this is off topic, but what denomination are Christian, or is Christian considered pagan religion? Christianity is pagan. We don't believe in Christianity. We don't believe in the white man's God, the fake Messiah called Jesus Christ. We don't believe in none of that. The Bible is an Israelite book, always has been an Israelite book, both Old Testament, New Testament. The covenant is with us. We are the covenant holders. We are the covenant children. We are the ones who will rule over all nations in the end once we are redeemed. And those who hate us will go into slavery. Christianity doesn't teach that. That's why it's false. Dark Kid says the Ball brothers are a good example of this because they look white AF. The Ball brothers. What's that? Never heard of that before. Let me look that up real quick. Ball brothers. Oh, snaps. Yeah. Man. Whoo, boy, white it out. And you're even noticing even that in the NBA. A lot of these athletes are getting with these other nations is this look gay. Okay, this right here, gay. This is so gay right here. This is so gay. Yeah. And you're noticing it. Let's look at this. NBA athletes, interracial marriage. Let's see how many people we can find. 60 of the 300 black NBA players are married. 17 to black women, 18 to biracial mixed with black women, and 25 to non-black women. 41%. Okay, so 28% are married to black women. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. Okay, cool. So let's look at this. Let's look at these statistics. It says 28% are married to black women. 30% to biracial mixed with Black women, and 41.7% to non-Black women. Let's look at this. Players with Black wives and fiancés: Trevor, Ariza, DJ Augustine, Harrison Barnes, so on and so forth. This is biracial, mixed Black women. And then look at all these that have white or heathen wives. Look at that. Look how much more there is here. Okay, this has 18, this has 17, and this has 25. Look at that. This is clearly the common denominator here. Look at that. And look at this. Kent Bazemore, white. Malik Beasley, Asian. Kim Birch, white. Devontae Kauk, Latina. Mike Conley, white. Anthony Davis, says Dominican, unclear. Okay. Wayne Ellington, white. Paul George, white. Jeff Green, white. Aaron Holiday, white. J. Rue Holiday, white. James Johnson, white. CJ M. Kaloum, white. Juwan Morgan, white. Taurine Prince, Middle Eastern. Oh, wow. Julius Randle, white. Derek Rose, 3/4 white. Terrence Rose, white. Dennis Schroeder, white. Tawny Snell, white. And I just found out that my cousin, I know his father was married to a Russian white woman. So he had this biracial child, biracial bastard child. And then that child went and married a white woman. And he looks white himself. And by the time that child's born, there ain't going to be no melanin at all. Just say you don't follow religion, you are a follower of our Messiah Yahushua. Right, I could say that, but most people don't understand what I'm talking about. That's why I'm very clear. Can someone tell me what scripture says if a man mixed with a woman of another nation, that makes the child still Yasharal? I heard Deborah say that wasn't accurate before, but never recall script because she's not telling the truth. We already proved it, but I'll show you again. I know you probably weren't here. You might want to rewatch the teaching from the beginning, but I'll show you that that's not true. Okay, you are what your father is. That is the truth. And I'm going to show you a few examples, but that's not an excuse to still mix with other nations. But I'm going to show you that that's actually not true and she's wrong about that. And I'll prove it to you right now. So let's go to 1 Kings 14 and we're going to read 21. Let me prove it to you. All right. So we are in the Septuagint, and let me prove this to you real quick. And Rehoboam, son of Solomon, ruled over Yehuda. Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 17 years in the city Jerusalem, which Yahuwah chose to put his name there. Out of all the 12 tribes of Yasharal, and his mother's name was Naamah the Ammonitess. So she was an Ammonite. So she was a heathen. But yet, this son of Solomon and Naamah was king of Yasharal. Okay? 41 years old when he began to reign. He reigned 17 years in the city of Jerusalem. You are what your father is. It's just that clear. I mean, otherwise, this man wouldn't even been able to reign over the kingdom of Yasharal, but he did. So her saying that both your parents have to be Israelites for you to be an Israelite is not true. That's not true at all. But again, that doesn't mean that we should still mix with these other nations because that's not true. All right, let me read some of your comments. Deborah Yah is a closet feminist. I don't trust her. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I stopped watching them a long time ago. Because there was just things that didn't add up to me. Now, I'm not saying all their teachings are off or nothing like that. I'm not saying that. But there's certain things I don't rock with that they be talking about. Like the pineal gland and all this other stuff. I don't believe we should be messing around with pineal glands. Okay? She's talking about stimulating your pineal gland. No, I don't believe in that stuff. I hear from the Most High all the time. I allow the Ruach to lead me, and I never stimulated my pineal gland. So that's goofy. And then they're talking about, oh, it's melanin, and it connects to your melanin, and you got to I ain't decalcifying any damn thing. I mean, so you talking about opening your pineal gland, but yet you fail to understand that Rehoboam was born of a heathen woman, but he was still considered an Israelite. You're teaching that in order for somebody to be Israelite, their mother and their father have to be Israelites. No, you are what your father is. I mean, that's how it should be, right? The Israelite man with the Israelite woman, and the child, being full Israelite from both parents. And then I'm gonna say this too. Some people say, well, if you are what your father is, what purpose does the black woman have in all of this? Well, I'll tell you what it has to do with it. Destroying the concept of bastardism. Originally, we married our own. That's how it's always been, and that's how Yahuwah commanded it to be. The black woman is very special to the Most High. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something here. We're going to go to the book of Judith. I want to show you how this Israelite woman is described, because this black woman was so beautiful, bro. She literally stopped these nations from wanting to go to war with us because of how beautiful this Israelite woman was. You know what I mean? They were just like, bro, she is gorgeous. So let me show you. So it's just how Yahuwah describes the daughters of Zion. It's how you got to see them. So this is the book of Judith, and we're going to just read verses 1 through 19. Okay? Start from the beginning for context, or verses 11 through 19. As Yahudith, or Judith, and her maid walked directly across the valley, they encountered the Assyrian patrol. The men took her in custody and asked her, to what people do you belong? Where do you come from, and where are you going? Okay? And let's see what she said. Was she Israelite? Yes. She said, I am a daughter of the Abarim, or the Hebrews, and I'm fleeing from them because they are about to be delivered to you as prey. Okay, so let's talk about the northern kingdom going into Assyrian captivity. I have come to see Holofernes, the ranking general of the forces, to give him a trustworthy report. In his presence, I will show him the way by which he can ascend and take possession of the whole hill country without a single one of his men suffering injury or loss of life. When the men heard her words and gazed upon her face, which appeared marvelously, not just beautiful, but marvelously beautiful to them, they said to her, by hastening down to see our master, you have saved your life. Now go to his tent. Some of us will accompany you to hand you over to him. When you stand before him, have no fear in your heart. Give him the report you have given us, and he will treat you well. So they selected 100 of their men as an escort for her and her maid, and these conducted them to the tent of Holofernes. 18. As the news of her arrival spread among the tents, a crowd gathered in the camp. They came outside and stood around her as she waited outside the tent of Holofernes while he was being informed about her. 19. They marveled at her beauty, regarding the Israelites with wonder because of her. And they said to one another, who can despise this people who have such women among them? It is not good to leave one of their men alive, for if anyone to be spared, they could beguile the whole earth. Bro, they said, who can hate the Israelites when they got such beautiful, black, melanated chocolate, peanut butter, caramel, mocha skin, black women amongst them? Her beauty alone made them treat her with favor. That's how the Most High made the daughters of Zion. So I'm just going to ask you a question to everybody that want to be with them other nations. Yahuwah made black man, black woman, said it was good. Obviously, throughout this lesson, we proved we shouldn't be mixing. So then I ask of you, do you see black women the way the Most High sees them? Do you? Because if you don't find black women attractive or want to marry a daughter of Zion, maybe the enemy is working through you to make you hate them, not be attracted to them. And again, that is a result of your programming. Behold. Let me read some more of these comments. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah. Khan. Yada Yahuwah. Argentina white out their country. Look into the story how they put this into play to get rid of the black people there. And this is why when you look at the country of Argentina, right? Because I mean, most of these areas have been white, if I'm being honest with you. You know, I mean, everything's been white. Akila, Shabbat Shalom, sis. Good to see you. Welcome, beloved. Let me show y'all this other thing, just in case you need a little bit more clarity on this issue. I'm going to show you the ultimate agenda that was shown in a movie about the agenda to white us out. Let me show y'all this. Hopefully I can find the clip. Yup, found it. Yada, Yahuwah. So let me let you hear from this movie, because this movie tells you the truth. Just pay attention, please. Here we go. Oh, another commercial. I'm glad I muted that thing. Sick of these dang commercials. YouTube is just becoming unbearable at this point. All right, here we go.
Notice, if you will, the half-caste child. And there are ever-increasing numbers of them. Now, what is to happen to them? Are we to allow the creation of an unwanted third race? Should the coloreds be encouraged to go back to the black? Or should they be advanced to white status and be absorbed in the white population? Now, time and again, I am asked by some white man, if I marry this colored person, will our children be black? And as chief protector of Aborigines, it is my responsibility to accept or reject those marriages. Here is the answer. 3 generations. Half-blood grandmother, quadroon daughter, octoroon grandson. Now, as you can see in the 3rd generation, or 3rd cross, no trace of native origin is apparent. The continuing infiltration of white blood finally stamps out the black color. The Aboriginal has simply been bred out. Now, we come to the Moore River Native Settlement. Ladies, most of you are familiar with our work here, the training of domestic servants and farm laborers. I would like to thank you for your continuing support. Hundreds of half-caste children have been gathered up and brought here to be given the benefit of everything our culture has to offer. For if we are to fit and train such children for the future, they cannot be left as they are. And in spite of himself, the native must be helped.
Okay, so y'all see what the agenda is. It is to breed you out, it is to get rid of you, and it is to take your inheritance. Yes, indeed, it is to take your inheritance. It is to basically get rid of you and replace the Negro with the European Edomite. That is essentially what it's about. And I'm going to try to see if I can see something else here. There's another thing I want to show you, that these Ish people are behind this race mixing agenda. Let me show you that. They said that one of their goals is to have a hybrid race. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it, bro? Ew, bro, this is disgusting. Like, what am I actually looking? Ugh. Why are you hugged up with this shaggy heathen?
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Every chance I get to show that meme, I can't help myself. So let me pull this up because I know that there is evidence of them saying about wanting to basically cause everybody to be mixed. You know what I'm saying? That's part of their agenda, the Amalekites. Let me see if I can find the video. Let's see here. And once I can show you that this is their agenda, if everything else I haven't shown you, I mean, the word of Yahuwah should be above all things, but once you understand that this came from Amalek, that should be enough. Okay, let's see here. This is like a 4-hour video. I don't want to make y'all sit through that. Okay, let me show you. You ready? Give me a 1 if y'all ready. I'm about to show you who's behind this, and it's Amalek. Obviously, it's them. I'm gonna show y'all in a minute, but I just want to make sure y'all ready for this because this is gonna be the nail in the coffin for real. All right, I see ones. Here we go. Let me go ahead and switch it over. All right, here we go.
The bulk store is one of my favorite places. This one may come as a surprise because it doesn't have.
We should all celebrate our uniqueness and our differences, but there are times when I don't celebrate my differences and I would just kind of like to be the same as everyone else.
They're going to look back and say, wow, I'm proud of myself. Look how far I've come.
Yeah, we see some agencies. I mean, we certainly are at Omnicom Media Group really advancing the agenda.
The agenda, biological engineering through social engineering.
But the other thing I've noticed that clients are starting to have this conversation a lot more. And when clients start saying, hang on, what are your numbers? Why am I not seeing any white women in this, any women in this room? Why am I only seeing white people in this room? Then we've got to really set up a notice. And when that goes into RFIs, you've got to do something about it.
The mass marketing of interracial relationships, particularly white women with black men, has become so ubiquitous and so militant that even the least observant members of our culture have begun to notice. Walking through a mall recently, I noticed 3 large marketing images of couples in 3 different stores. 2 of the 3 were interracial couples, depicting a white woman and, of course, a black man. The 3rd couple.
Okay. I don't know what this is. Now, I'm just going to present to you guys the truth about this video. This was created by these white people crying about, anti-whiteism and white genocide and all this goofy stuff they talk about. They so oppressed, but yet they got a white man in power that's talking about giving these people restitution, and you're talking about you oppressed. Miss me with this foolishness, okay? But they like to connect us to these Hamites. This dude's over here eating a whole cow's ass as if we are the same people as them. But yeah, just understand that that's what this really is. I couldn't find anything else, but it will help illustrate what I'm talking about here.
Was white. And I think what struck me the most about that was the city I was shopping in was about 97% white. Blacks are less than 2% of the population there. So I wondered to myself if the purpose of diverse advertising was to sell more products or really to indoctrinate, to condition, and to signal how progressive they are. Based on small glimpses of culture, one might assume half or more of all relationships involve some sort of race mixing. If a person who had no information...
Okay, fast forward. Uh-oh, commercial.
Fit in those jeans. Be careful with beans.
All right, let's talk about beans. That musical
Trying to spare y'all. There ain't no way to get away.
in cases of gonorrhea. Support the notion. And there's a
consent to it.
Okay, let me show you this. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to find where it connects to Amalek. Okay. This is wild, bro. But let me just show you this. Look at this. So you can see this National Geographic article, and it says the New Europeans, how waves of immigrants are reshaping the continent. Okay, so you can see 1 in 10 relationships now cross racial boundaries. Look at this. Okay, it is definitely an agenda, but I'm trying to get to the thing about them folks so we can tie them to this and put it to bed with that. That's right.
which censors YouTube, for his work fighting anti-Semitism and his relentless promotion of, quote, diversity. WPP of London was founded and is currently run by Martin Sorrell, of Jewish descent. Chairman and CEO of Interpublic Group is Michael Izor Roth, and while I found no mention of his ethnicity, Roth did, however, condemn the, quote, white supremacist ideology at Charlottesville, just as in the financial industry.
My. Okay, I'm trying to find something specific here.
Against this cultural insurrection and to let the...
Okay, hold on. Let me go back. There's a specific video where it shows actual receipts that this is their agenda, and their agenda is to essentially create a hybrid race of people by getting them to mix. Okay, this is a 4-hour documentary. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but we will look at this. All right, go back. I'm just glad the stream is doing well.
No, what's wrong with marrying a non-Jew who's a fine person? They should marry them.
Responsibility with we have to keep simple.
Look at this shaggy. Ugh, God, these people just disgust me. In my opinion, the pure Negro should be objective. Okay. It's being used to foment violence against the black man because the white man can't measure up with us physically. And that's another thing I'm going to tell y'all. The truth of the matter is, it's not so much that they know that they're going extinct and all of this other stuff, but they are really like, they understand. Look, I have to be careful how I say this because people will go around and cry that I'm speaking hate. The truth of the matter is, they're jealous of us. All the nations are. I'm not just talking about white people. I'm talking about all these nations because we all know, bro. We all know that genetically we are superior to them in every way. In every way. I'm talking about genetically. I'm talking about creatively, artistically. Even when it comes down to the equipment, for lack of a better word, that we are packing, they're jealous. That's what it is. And then they like to turn around and say we're jealous of them. Trust and believe. I am not jealous of the Gentiles. There's nothing about them I'm jealous of. But they just try to spin it around and act as if we are jealous of them. I am not jealous of you people. I'm not jealous of the individuals that claim that they are special and they are superior and all this other stuff. That's all built into people's minds because of the lies that they've been told. So they actually believe that to be true, but in actuality, it's far from the truth. Let me see if I can find this video. There's a video I'm specifically looking for, and I'm trying to find it. There's a guy that I watch, and he does like reaction videos to racism and racist cartoons and things like that. And he actually brought this guy on his live, and the guy came out and said, well, we've all known to be true. We've all known this to be true. But essentially, he was saying that I don't like black people because they got bigger ding dongs than us. And I mean, for lack of a better word, I ain't trying to be graphic or nothing or not keep it PG, but that's what he said out of his own mouth because he meant that. He meant it. Okay. And it's true. It is true. They are jealous of us for that main reason. Okay. And a lot of these white women will say out of their mouths that we're better than them, even when it comes to that. And they know it's true. And a lot of it, white supremacy is really just a way of coping. You know what I'm saying? It's a way of coping with their own personal feelings of inferiority to us. That's really what it's about. It's not nothing more than that. No one can convince me that it's anything different than that. That's exactly what it is. And they won't admit it. I'm just surprised that dude did, but he did admit it though. He did say that that's the reason why he hates us. And you can hate me all you want to. I could care less. As long as I'm beloved of Yahuwah, you can hate me all you want. Okay, our redemption is in the word of the Most High. So it's like, hate me all you want. You're going to continue to hate me, keep hating me, hate. Feel free to hate on me. Feel free to hate on Yexter. Feel free to hate on Yasharal. Feel free to hate on us. But you got a judgment coming if you do. And that's slavery. You won't make it to the kingdom. You will not be given an inheritance. You will be wiped off the face of the earth by the hands of the Hamites who call themselves the Sabians. So just understand that. I'm trying to find it. Where is it, girl? Where is it? Where is it? Man, I can't find it because every time I be trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, show y'all some stuff, bro, I never can find it because usually sometimes I'm just like in the nick of the moment, you know, trying to show y'all stuff. But I honestly don't have the video here, unfortunately. I'm trying to look at my subscriptions and try to find the guy, but I just don't remember what his name is on YouTube. And I subscribe to a lot of different channels. Let's see. No, that's not it. And I think this guy that is in this video, I think he's Somalian. I could be wrong about that. Somalians are honestly, truly descendants of the Hamites. So like the ancient Egyptians, you know, when you think of the Somalians, you think of like the ancient Egyptians, you think of these other Hamites that were descendants of Ham. A lot of them are descendants of Hamites, and that's why they hate you so much. Somalians don't like us. Matter of fact, most of the time they say I'm not even black. Somalians don't really like Negroes very much. That's just the truth. What did Cena say? Where I live, we are about 1 to 2% of the population, but there's no way that I'm dating a heathen. I'll wait until the wilderness if I have to. Sis, you know what? That is my recommendation. If you are a black woman or a black man and you are unmarried, wait on the Most High. Please. Please wait on the Most High. And the reason why I say that is because you don't want to put yourself in a situation that could be dangerous. We understand a lot of these Negroes out here will not respect you and show you the love that you deserve. Because as I've said before, what I see with these Israelite men, especially in these camps, is garbage. How they treat the other nations versus how they treat our own flesh and blood is just despicable and disgusting and trash. Every single one of you women out here deserves to be loved in a righteous way, protected, led. And you righteous men out here of the nation, you deserve to be loved by a submissive woman that will trust you. Wait on Yahuwah, please. Please wait on Yahuwah. And I'm also going to say this too. Just because you don't have a man under you right now, or over you, I should say, Salaki, over you, doesn't mean the Most High isn't going to protect you. Don't think because you're a single mother or you're a single woman, the Most High is not protecting you as long as you're in covenant with him. The daughters of Zion who are in covenant with our Father through Yahusha will be protected through all of this. So don't think that I'm not saying that a man's protection is not important in these times. I'm not saying that. And if you are divorced, let's say you were married to a black man or you were married, period, and you're just not anymore, fret not about that. The Most High has a desire for us to have children. So when we go back home to Jerusalem, to our true home, to our land, there will be children being born. It says in the Bible that children will be playing in the streets. So you know what that tells me? That 3.5 years we with the Most High, there will be marriages. And it's better the Most High puts you with a righteous man. That way you know you'll be led in righteousness, because Yahweh will not put you with a man that's not going to lead you in righteousness. That's why I say it's better to wait on him than allow some Negro to charm you and then disrespect you and then mistreat you. All right? So let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. Pull up this scripture real quick. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 5. Let's go there real quick and let's read what it says so we can understand this prophecy about when we go back into the land. So we can understand it's going to be his will that we have children in the wilderness and even before that, to those of you who are already married. And I'm gonna say this to the women of the nation: do not tie your tubes. Do not get your tubes tied. That is not Yahuwah's will for your life. Don't think I'm too old, I can't have children. Don't do that. Okay, the Most High does not want you to modify yourself. If he wants you to have many children, it should always be his will above our own. So let's look at this. So this is Zechariah chapter 8. We're going to read 1 through 5. And the word of Yahuwah Sabaoth came, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah Aluah, I have been zealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with great jealousy, and I have been jealous for her with great fury. Thus says Yahuwah, I will return to Zion and dwell in the midst of Yerushalayim, and Yerushalayim shall be called the true city in the mountain of Yahuwah Aluah, a Kadash mountain. Verse 4, Thus saith Yahuwah Sabaoth, there shall yet dwell old men and old women in the streets of Jerusalem, everyone holding his staff in for his age. Verse 5, and the broad places of the city shall be filled with boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. Thus saith Yahuwah Aluah, if it shall be impossible in the sight of the remnant of his people in those days, shall it also be impossible in my sight, says Yahuwah the Most High. Thus says the Most High, behold, I will save my people from the east country and the west country. So this is talking about the regathering of his people. And it says that children will be playing in the streets. So what does that tell you? Oh, yes. Oh, he wants marriages. Oh, yes. He wants Abari children being born. He wants Israelite children being born to enjoy the inheritance that he passed down through Abraham, Isaac, Jacob's seed. So, daughters of Zion, please just wait on the Most High. I understand we in some times right now, and it can be kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? When there's not a man that's there to comfort you and hold you and let you know everything's going to be all right, to be your protector, to be your fearless leader, as we're called to be. But the hand of the Most High is greater than what I can do or any man can do. Never ever think because you're not married, or because you don't have a husband, or because you're a single mother or a single woman, that you are unprotected. That is not true. Yahuwah protects all his children that walk in obedience. So don't feel bad, but your time will come and you will have that righteous man that you've been waiting on. Just wait on Yahuwah. Wait on him. He has someone out there for you that he's preparing right now in this moment. Why? Because it is not good for the man to be alone. Oh, the man needs a helpmate. The man needs the woman because the man is not complete without the woman. The woman is not complete without the man. Especially the Israelite woman and man. They're not complete without each other. We need each other. So there's balance. So just consider, even if you are a little bit more advanced in age, shout out to everybody that have seniority over some of us younger individuals. Don't dismiss the fact that the Most High might have more desire for you to have more children, even if you are more advanced in age. Don't disregard that concept. It's very possible he could want that for you. But remember, when we're with him, you won't struggle. You won't be struggling for baby formula. You won't be struggling for diapers. You won't be struggling for food. You won't be struggling to support your family. Because when we are with him, everything we need will be provided. Keep in mind, there were millions of Israelites that left Egypt. Men, women, children. And they had no need of anything. They had no need of anything. Everything they needed, he gave. And I know some of y'all think, oh, well, I would like to have children or more children if I already have children, but economically, it's so difficult to do that. But we're in the wilderness. Everything you need to provide for your children will be given to you. So there's nothing to worry about. Tiffany said, I'm already 49 with a 5-year-old. I'm going to sit that one out. Sis, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, consider maybe he wants you to have another one. Possibly maybe 2 or 3 more. I don't know. I don't know what the Most High's will is for your life in that regard. I'm just saying, don't dismiss it. Don't dismiss it. DLTY Wilson says, I needed to hear this today. I was feeling down myself. This is uplifting. You know what? I'm glad to hear that. I'm very, very glad to hear that. Anytime I can bring about some sort of shalom on Shabbat, all praises to the Most High. His will be done always. I want to say AMEN, but I heard that's pagan too, so hallelujah. Amen is pagan and Amun is pagan, but Aman is biblical. Aleph, Mam, Nun, Aman, M-A-M-A-M-A-N, Aman, not Amen or Amun. That would be another deity, but the word Aman is actually what you would say. Or sometimes I don't even say Aman, I just say Akan. Akan means so be it. Sometimes y'all hear me say Akan, you know what I'm saying, a lot. Or I say Khan, which is agreeable. But then if you say Akan, it means so be it. So if you just don't even want to venture into the valley of paganism when you're closing out your prayers, just say Akan. Akan means so be it. That's just a good way to say it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to just get out the whole A-M-E-N and not stumble over A-M-A-N or whatever it is. So you can say Aman, just like yummy, A-M-A-N. But I've kind of gotten away from Aman. I've been saying Akan more, which means so be it. So you can close out your prayers with Akan. And let me pray, actually, since we're talking about this. I feel like it's important to close out this stream with prayer, of course. Ab Yahuwah, our Father, before we ask anything, Father, we want to just lift up your name. Give you all the esteem you deserve. You've been so good to us. You've been merciful, righteous. You've guided us in your ways that you have laid upon our forefathers. Father, I pray over every one of our people of this nation that may be in a marriage with these other nations. Father, I pray that their eyes will be opened. Father, I pray that the Black man will have his love for the Black woman fully restored. Father, I pray that the Black woman that's been hurt by the Black man will find a way to forgive him. And her love for the Black man will be restored. Father, I pray for the future generations of Yahshua that they will understand the most powerful thing that we have as a nation is Israelite love, the way you intended it to be. Father, to the other nations that believe in you, believe in Yahusha, Father, I pray that you will partner them up with another Gentile that will love and respect them. To the Gentile women grafted in, Father, I pray that you send them a righteous Gentile man. And to the Gentile man that is single, Father, I pray you send them a righteous Gentile woman. Father, we come against this spirit of division, the war of the sexes, the division between Black men and Black women. Father, in the name of Yahusha, I rebuke this spirit of intermixing, interracial marriage, the lust of the flesh that is causing us to commit these great transgressions against you. Father, whatever the agenda of the Amalekites might be to breed us out, to white us out, Father, we plead the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach against all evil that comes against us to destroy us as a nation and continue to cause us to walk in disobedience. Father, may every Israelite eye be open to reject the transgressions of our forefathers and walk in all righteousness. Father, may you write the Torah on our hearts and our minds and the very fiber of our being to walk in full submission to your will, to love each other, to stand with one another, and just in the days of old, to be under one Torah, not all these strange doctrines. Father, it seems like there's a new doctrine every week. Every other day, there's a new doctrine that our people are falling for. Father, we come against every device of the Amalekites. Father, we come against every device of the white European Edomites and the colonizers. Father, we come against these strange nations of women and men that are only plotting to try to get with us so they can breed us out to do the will of the wicked, evil, Jewish-controlled media. Father, we reject all devices of the enemy. We reject all propaganda that has been keeping Black men and Black women divided. Father, I pray that the fathers will come back into the homes. Father, I pray that the women will forgive the Black man for what he's done. Father, I pray that the Black man will love the Black woman and treat her like the queen she is. For you made us in your image. You've called us your beloved children. You told us that you would always be with us. Father, we ask in this moment, you do not depart from us. But keep us solidified in your will and in your way to believe in Yahusha, his redemptive blood. And Father, to everyone that is with another nation, Father, I pray that you will reveal yourself to them in the middle of the night. A spirit of conviction will come upon their hearts, that they may be studying your word and that they realize this is not your will for their life. Father, I pray to that Gentile that they are married to, whether it's a man, they will understand that the daughter of Zion is only for the man of Zion, and that he will rightfully and respectfully allow you to lead him into putting her away, that she might be available for the single Israelite man. Father, I pray for the Israelite man that is with the Gentile woman, that he will look past everything he's been told by the Amalekite-owned media, find value in the Black woman. Father, I pray that he will feel led by conviction, not by me, not by what I say, but by your word, by your spirit, by your revelations, by your voice, that he deserves the Black woman. The Black woman deserves him. Father, let every Black man lead in righteousness to the daughters of Zion. Father, let every daughter of Zion be protected, loved, cherished. Father, I pray that our children will grow up understanding the power of the Torah, your son Yahusha HaMashiach, and a nation walking as one according to your will. Hallelujah, Yahuwah, Akan. In the name of Yahusha, we believe, we receive, and we declare these things. Amen. Hallelujah, Yahuwah. Thank y'all so much for joining the stream. It's been 2 hours and 47 minutes, but man, it seemed like it's been way longer than that. You know what I'm saying? But all praises to the Most High, man. Thank y'all again for watching. I love y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. It looks like everything was good. It looked like the audio was good. Everything was fire. You know what I'm saying? So we will be back tomorrow for Shabbat teaching. And this is kind of like a Shabbat teaching, kind of like an early Shabbat teaching. But so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom to all the children of Yasharal. Shabbat Shalom to the Gentiles that have cleaved to Jacob, that believe in Yahusha, Yahuwah. I just want you guys to all be encouraged. Trust the Most High. Believe in the Most High. Believe in Yahusha HaMashiach. And with that being said, Yahuwah bless you all. And I will see you all again soon tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm going to go live. I'm going to be working tonight trying to put everything together. So I think we'll probably do it around, I don't know, maybe like 1:30. But just check the channel just to see. And I'll let you guys know in the Discord, and I'll also let you know on Patreon just in case you might miss the notification. And yeah, that's it. All right, y'all. Love y'all so much. Yahuwah be esteemed. Shalom. You think you're Uwa and you're Usha, you can miss me with that. Our religion man-made, yeah, I hit him with that. And your Uwa is your Usha, yeah, that's clearly a fact. And the Trinity is pagan, you can miss me with that. Miss me with that, you can miss me with that. Lawless pagan Christianity, you can miss me with that. Sassy Borgia, sissy Jesus, you can miss me with that. Miss me with that, you can miss me with that. And your Uwa is your Usha, manifest in the flesh. And so many don't see it cause they stiff in their neck. To say your Uwa is your Usha, get you completely attacked. And the scriptures lay it out and so succinctly exact. When your knowledge truly lack, it can swiftly distract you off track if you on empty where your faith was intact. And wisdom from your Hua hits and makes an impact. Instead of praying to your Hua, you make your place to detract. And your Uwa is the father and your Usha the son. And no trinity or duo cause they both stand as one. Hey, Shama Yashara Yahuwah Alua Akkad. Bakar Yahuwah Balaki Bana'u Kasad. And your Uwa said he gives his esteem to no other. Manifested in the flesh, shed his blood and he suffered. And your Usha's name itself means your Uwa salvation. Reject your Husha, reject your Hua, yeah, it leads to damnation. And your Usha said, if you see me, you seen the Alua. Read John 10:30, yeah, your Hua's Yahusha. You think your Uwa ain't your Usha, you can miss me with that. Our religion man-made, yeah, I hit him with that. And your Uwa is your Usha, yeah, that's clearly a fact. And the Trinity is pagan, you can miss me with that. Miss me with that, you can miss me with that. Lawless pagan Christianity, you can miss me with that. Sassy Borgia, sissy Jesus, you can miss me with that. Miss me with that, you can miss me with that.
Hey, Yaxer.
Yo, one more thing I forgot to tell y'all. It's my bad. I'm back. Yaxer's back. Yummy said, I want this remix. It's out, sis. It's all on all platforms. And it's gonna be on Kwam Yasharal, the album. And by the way, for those who are wondering about the album, I have not been working on it, honestly. I still have like 4 more songs, but doing the Patreon content has kind of been sucking up all my time. So as soon as I put this documentary out, I'll finish up the album. I want to have it out before this month is over. So we will have it out. But I wanted to just say that I will also be live. Of course I missed y'all that quick. Yeah, y'all have that effect on me. I'm going to be live on Facebook tomorrow too. So if you're not here on YouTube, I will also be doing the episode from Facebook. So if you guys want to follow me on Facebook, just look me up. My name is YEK to the CYR. Narrow Path Gang, run this and we all raise the bar. If you on that narrow path and you won't get far, it's the YEK to the CYR. Hey, I got to play that when I get off here. But yeah, so I will be live on Facebook. Just look me up. YEKCYRMALKIYAH, 2 different words, by the way, not all together. And I'll be live on Facebook same time as I'm doing it here on YouTube. So you can find me on either platform if you want to tune into the episode we're doing tomorrow. And tomorrow, let me just show y'all this real quick. I'm sorry, I should have did this earlier. My bad. The episode we're doing tomorrow is there is no, well, let me pull it up because it deserves a visual for real. This is what we're doing tomorrow. Let me show y'all. This one. There is no power in the name of Jesus Christ. Let me say that again. There is no power in the name of Jesus Christ. And I'm going to prove that tomorrow because I see our people still want to call Messiah Christ, Mashiach Christ, say his name is Jesus, and it's not. And I'm going to prove to you tomorrow and conclusively that throw that name in the trash. Okay? There is no power in the name of Jesus Christ whatsoever. That's what it is. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I totally should have did this earlier. Before I go, let me I have this pulled up. I have the 12 patriarchs pulled up. We're gonna just listen to a little bit of that before I go. Because I want you guys to hear what's being said in that particular video. So let me go real quick. I'm gonna just give you guys one of them. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing though. 12 patriarchs. we can listen to it here on YouTube because the audio is actually working. Yada Yahuwah. So let's listen to this, and we're gonna. There's 12 sons of Jacob, so each particular testament is ascribed to each tribe, and the sons of each one of to the generations that will come from each one of Jacob's sons. But I just want you guys to listen to Yahudah, because that's who we are. So let me just go to that real quick, and then we'll close it out, okay? Real quick. It's not a long video. 23 minutes. Oof. All right. We'll sit through some of this, y'all. I don't want to bore y'all with this, but yeah. All right, here we go. Wow, snaps. Hey, what happened there? Let me go back. Okay, so let's go to this real quick, and we're going to listen to the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. We're going to listen to Yahudah, and then we'll okay, here we go. All right, here we go.
The Testament of Judah, the fourth son of Jacob and Leah. The copy of the words of Judah, what things he spake to his sons before he died. They gathered themselves together, therefore, and came to him, and he said to them, Hearken, my children, to Judah your father. I was the fourth son born to my father Jacob, and Leah, my mother, named me Judah, saying, I give thanks to the Lord, because he hath given me a fourth son also. I was swift in my youth, and obedient to my father in everything, and I honored my mother and my mother's sister. And it came to pass, when I became a man, that my father blessed me, saying, Thou shalt be a king, prospering in all things. Chapter 2. And the Lord showed me favor in all my works, both in the field and in the house. I know that I raised a hind and caught it, and prepared the meat for my father, and he did eat. And the roes I used to master in the chase, and overtake all that was in the plains. A wild mare I overtook, and caught it, and tamed it. I slew a lion, and plucked a kid out of its mouth. I took a bear by its paw, and hurled it down the cliff, and it was crushed. I outran the wild boar, and seizing it, as I ran, I tore it in sunder. A leopard in Hebron leaped upon my dog, and I caught it by the tail, and hurled it on the rocks, and it was broken in twain. I found a wild ox feeding in the fields, and seizing it by the horns, and whirling it round, and stunning it, I cast it from me and slew it. Chapter 3. And when the 2 kings of the Canaanites came sheathed in armor against our flocks, and much people with them, single-handed, I rushed upon the king of Hazor, and smote him on the greaves, and dragged him down, and so I slew him. And the other, the king of Tapua, as he sat upon his horse, I slew, and so I scattered all his people. Achor the king, a man of giant stature, I found, hurling javelins before and behind as he sat on horseback. And I took up a stone of 60 pounds weight, and hurled it, and smote his horse, and killed it. And I fought with this other for 2 hours, and I clave his shield in twain, and I chopped off his feet, and killed him. And as I was stripping off his breastplate, behold, 9 men, his companions, began to fight with me. And I wound my garment on my hand, and I slung stones at them, and killed 4 of them, and the rest fled. And Jacob, my father, slew Beelisath, king of all the kings, a giant strength, 12 cubits high. And fear fell upon them, and they ceased warring against us. Therefore my father was free from anxiety in the wars when I was with my brethren. For he saw in a vision concerning me that an angel of might followed me everywhere, that I should not be overcome. Chapter 4. And in the south there came upon us a greater war than in Shechem. And I joined in battle array with my brethren, and pursued 1,000 men, and slew of them 200 men, and 4 kings. And I went up upon the wall, and I slew 4 mighty men. And so we captured Hazor, and took all the spoil. Chapter 5. On the next day we departed to Aratan, a city strong and walled and inaccessible, threatening us with death. But I and Gad approached on the east side of the city, and Ben and Levi on the west. And they that were upon the wall, thinking that we were alone, were drawn down against us. And so my brothers secretly climbed up the wall on both sides by stakes, and entered the city, while the men knew it not. and we took it with the edge of the sword. And as for those who had taken refuge in the tower, we set fire to the tower, and took both it and them. And as we were departing, the men of Tapua set upon our spoil, and delivering it up to our sons, we fought with them as far as Tapua. And we slew them and burnt their city, and took as spoil all that was in it. Chapter 6. And when I was at the waters of Kozeba, the men of Jobel came against us to battle, and we fought with them and routed them. And their allies from Shiloh we slew, and we did not leave them power to come in against us. And the men of Machir came upon us the 5th day to seize our spoil, and we attacked them and overcame them in fierce battle, for there was a host of mighty men amongst them, and we slew them before they had gone up the ascent. And when we came to their city, their women rolled upon us stones from the brow of the hill on which the city stood, and I and Simeon hid ourselves behind the town, and seized upon the heights, and destroyed this city also. Chapter 7. And the next day it was told us that the king of the city of Gaash with a mighty host was coming against us. I therefore and Dan feigned ourselves to be Amorites, and as allies went into their city. And in the depth of night our brethren came, and we opened to them the gates, and we destroyed all the men and their substance, and we took for a prey all that was theirs, and their 3 walls we cast down. And we drew near to Thamnah, where was all the substance of the hostile kings. Then being insulted by them, I was therefore wroth, and rushed against them to the summit. And they kept slinging against me stones and darts, and had not Dan my brother aided me, they would have slain me. We came upon them therefore with wrath, and they all fled. And passing by another way, they besought my father, and he made peace with them. And we did to them no hurt, and they became tributary to us, and we restored to them their spoil. And I built Thamnah, and my father built Pabael. I was 20 years old when this war befell, and the Canaanites feared me and my brethren. Chapter 8. And I had much cattle, and I had for chief herdsman Iram the Adulamite. And when I went to him, I saw Parsaba, king of Adulam, and he spake unto us, and he made us a feast. And when I was heated, he gave me his daughter, Bathsua, to wife. She bare me and Onan, and Shelah. And 2 of them the Lord smote, for Shelah lived, and his children are ye. Chapter 9. And 18 years my father abode in peace with his brother Esau, and his sons with us. After that we came from Mesopotamia, from Laban. And when 18 years were fulfilled, in the 40th year of my life, Esau, the brother of my father, came upon us with a mighty and strong people. And Jacob smote Esau with an arrow, and he was taken up, wounded from Mount Seir. And as he went, he died in Ananiram. And we pursued after the sons of Esau. Now they had a city with walls of iron and gates of brass, and we could not enter into it. And we encamped around and besieged it. And when they opened not to us in 20 days, I set up a ladder in the sight of all, and with my shield upon my head, I went up, sustaining the assault of stones, upwards of 3 talents of weight. And I slew 4 of their mighty men, and Reuben and Gad slew 6 others. Then they asked from us terms of peace, and having taken counsel with our father, we received them as tributaries. And they gave us 500 cores of wheat, 500 baths of oil, 500 measures of wine, until the famine, when we went down into Egypt. Chapter 10. And after these things, my son took to wife Tamar from Mesopotamia, a daughter of Aram. Now was wicked, and he was in need concerning Tamar, because she was not of the land of Canaan. And on the 3rd night an angel of the Lord smote him, and he had not known her, according to the evil craftiness of his mother, for he did not wish to have children by her. In the days of the wedding feast, I gave Onan to her in marriage, and he also in wickedness knew her not, though he spent with her a year. And when I threatened him, he went in unto her, but he spilled the seed on the ground, according to the command of his mother, and he also died through wickedness. And I wished to give Shelah also to her, but his mother did not permit it, for she wrought evil against Tamar, because she was not of the daughters of Canaan, as she also herself was. Chapter 11. And I knew that the race of the Canaanites was wicked, but the impulse of youth blinded my mind. And when I saw her pouring out wine, owing to the intoxication of wine, I was deceived, and took her, although my father had not counseled it. And while I was away, she went and took for Shelah a wife from from Canaan. And when I knew what she had done, I cursed her in the anguish of my soul, and she also died through her wickedness, together with her sons. Chapter 12. And after these things, while Tamar was a widow, she heard after 2 years that I was going up to shear my sheep, and adorned herself in bridal array, and sat in the city of Enaim by the gate. For it was a law of the Amorites that she who was about to marry should sit in fornication 7 days by the gate. Therefore, being drunk with wine, I did not recognize her, and her beauty deceived me through the fashion of her adorning. And I turned aside to her and said, Let me go in unto thee. And she said, What wilt thou give me? And I gave her my staff, and my girdle, and the diadem of my kingdom in pledge. And I went in unto her, and she conceived. And not knowing what I had done, I wished to slay her. But she privily sent my pledges, and put me to shame. And when I called her, I heard also the secret words which I spoke, when lying with her in my drunkenness. And I could not slay her, because it was from the Lord. For I said, Lest haply she did it in subtlety, having received the pledge from another woman. But I came not again near her while I lived, because I had done this abomination in all Israel. Moreover, they who were in the city said there was no harlot in the gate, because she came from another place, and sat for a while in the gate. And I thought that no one knew that I had gone into her. And after this, we came into Egypt to Joseph, because of the famine. And I was 46 years old, and 73 years lived I in Egypt. Chapter 13. And now I command you, my children, hearken to Judah your father, and keep my sayings to perform all the ordinances of the Lord, and to obey the commands of God, and walk not after your lusts, nor in the imaginations of your thoughts, in haughtiness of heart, and glory not in the deeds and strength of your youth, for this also is evil in the eyes of the Lord. Since I also gloried that in wars no comely woman's face ever enticed me, and reproved Reuben, my brother, concerning Bilhah, the wife of my father, the spirits of jealousy and of fornication arrayed themselves against me, until I lay with Bathsheba the Canaanite, and Tamar, who is espoused to my sons. For I said to my father-in-law, I will take counsel with my father, and so will I take thy daughter. And he was unwilling, but he showed me a boundless store of gold in his daughter's behalf. For he was a king, and he adorned her with gold and pearls, and caused her to pour out wine for us at the feast with the beauty of women. And the wine turned aside my eyes, and pleasure blinded my heart. And I became enamored of, and I lay with her, and transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and the commandment of my fathers, and I took her to wife. And the Lord rewarded me according to the imagination of my heart, inasmuch as I had no joy in her children. Chapter 14. And now, my children, I say unto you, be not drunk with wine, for wine turneth the mind away from the truth, and inspires the passion of lust, and leadeth the eyes into error. For the spirit of fornication hath wine as a minister to give pleasure to the mind. For these two also take away the mind of man. For if a man drink wine to drunkenness, it disturbeth the mind with filthy thoughts, leading to fornication, and heateth the body to carnal union. And if the occasion of the lust be present, he worketh the sin, and is not ashamed. Such is the inebriated man, my children. For he who is drunken reverenceth no man. For lo, it made me also to err, so that I was not ashamed of the multitude in the city, in that before the eyes of all I turned inside unto Tamar, and I wrought a great sin, and I uncovered the covering of my son's shame. After I had drunk wine, I reverenced not the commandment of God, and I took a woman of Canaan to wife. For much discretion needeth the man who drinketh wine, my children. And herein is discretion in drinking wine. A man may drink so long as he preserveth modesty. But if he go beyond this limit, the spirit of deceit attacketh his mind, and it maketh the drunkard to talk filthily, and to transgress, and not to be ashamed, but even to glory in his shame, and to account himself honorable. Chapter 15. He that committeth fornication is not aware when he suffers loss, and is not ashamed when put to dishonor. For even though a man be a king, and commit fornication, he is stripped of his kingship by becoming the slave of fornication, as I myself also suffered. For I gave my staff, that is, the stay of my tribe, and my girdle, that is, my power, and my diadem, that is, the glory of my kingdom. And indeed, I repented of these things. Wine and flesh I eat not until my old age, nor did I behold any joy. And the angel of God showed me that forever do women bear rule over king and beggar alike. And from the king they take away his glory, and from the valiant man his might, and from the beggar even that little which is the stay of his poverty. Chapter 16. Observe therefore, my children, the right limit in wine, for there are in it 4 evil spirits, of lust, of hot desire, of profligacy, of filthy lucre. If ye drink wine in gladness, be ye modest in the fear of God. For if in your gladness the fear of God departeth, then drunkenness ariseth, and shamelessness stealeth in. But if ye would live soberly, do not touch wine at all, lest ye sin in words of outrage, and in fightings and slanders, and transgressions of the commandments of God, and ye perish before your time. Moreover, wine revealeth the mysteries of God in men, even as I also revealed the commandments of God, and the mysteries of Jacob my father to the Canaanitish woman, Bathsheba, which God bade me not to reveal. And wine is a cause of both war and confusion. Chapter 17. And now I command you, my children, not to love money, nor to gaze upon the beauty of women, because for the sake of money and beauty I was led astray to Bathsheba the Canaanite. For I know that because of these 2 things shall my race fall into wickedness. For even wise men among my sons shall they mar, and shall cause the kingdom of Judah to be diminished, which the Lord gave me because of my obedience to my father. For I never caused grief to Jacob, my father. For all things whatsoever he commanded I did, and Isaac, the father of my father, blessed me to be king in Israel, and Jacob further blessed me in like manner. And I know that from me shall the kingdom be established. Chapter 18. And I know what evils ye will do in the last days. Beware therefore, my children, of fornication and the love of money, and hearken to Judah your father. For these things withdraw you from the law of God, and blind the inclination of the soul, and teach arrogance, and suffer not a man to have compassion upon his neighbor. They rob his soul of all goodness, and oppress him with toils and troubles, and drive away sleep from him, and devour his flesh. And he hindereth the sacrifices of God, and he remembereth not the blessing of God. He hearkeneth not to a prophet when he speaketh, and resenteth the words of godliness. For he is a slave to 2 contrary passions, and cannot obey God, because they have blinded his soul, and he walketh in the day as in the night. Chapter 19. My children, the love of money leadeth to idolatry, because when led astray through money, men name as gods those who are not gods, and it causeth him who hath it to fall into madness. For the sake of money I lost my children, and had not my repentance and my humiliation, and the prayers of my father been accepted, I should have died childless. But the God of my fathers had mercy on me, because I did it in ignorance. And the prince of deceit blinded me, and I sinned as a man, and as flesh being corrupted through sins, and I learned my own weakness while thinking myself invincible. Chapter 20. Know therefore, my children, that 2 spirits wait upon man, the spirit of truth and the spirit of deceit. And in the midst is the spirit of understanding of the mind, to which it belongeth to turn whithersoever it will. And the works of truth and the works of deceit are written upon the hearts of men, and each one of them the Lord knoweth. And there is no time at which the works of men can be hid, for on the heart itself have they been written down before the Lord. And the spirit of truth testifieth all things, and accuseth all, and the sinner is burnt up by his own heart, and cannot raise his face to the judge. Chapter 21. And now, my children, I command you, love Levi, that ye may abide, and not exalt yourselves against him, lest ye be utterly destroyed. For to me the Lord gave the kingdom, and to him the priesthood, and he set the kingdom beneath the priesthood. To me he gave the things upon the earth, to him the things in the heavens. As the heaven is higher than the earth, so is the priesthood of God higher than the earthly kingdom, unless it falls away through sin from the Lord, and is dominated by the earthly kingdom. For the angel of the Lord said unto me, The Lord chose him rather than thee, to draw near to him, and to eat of his table, and to offer him the first fruits of the choice things of the sons of Israel. But thou shalt be king of Jacob, and thou shalt be amongst them as the sea. For as on the sea, just and unjust are tossed about, some taken into captivity, while some are enriched, so also shall every race of men men be in thee. Some shall be impoverished, being taken captive, and others grow rich by plundering the possessions of others. For the kings shall be as sea monsters. They shall swallow men like fishes. The sons and daughters of free men shall they enslave. Houses, lands, flocks, money shall they plunder. And with the flesh of many shall they wrongfully feed the ravens and the cranes. And they shall advance in evil, in covetousness uplifted. And there shall be false prophets like tempests, and they shall persecute all righteous men. Chapter 22. And the Lord shall
Almost done.
bring upon them divisions one against another, and there shall be continual wars in Israel. And among men of another race shall my kingdom be brought to an end, until the salvation of Israel shall come, until the appearing of the God of righteousness.
Did y'all hear that? Men of another race will come and destroy the land, the nation, the people. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
That Jacob and all the Gentiles may rest in peace, and he shall guard the might of my kingdom forever. For the Lord sware to me with an oath that he would not destroy the kingdom from my seed forever. Chapter 23. Now I have much grief, my children, because of your lewdness and witchcraft and idolatries which ye shall practice against the kingdom, following them that have familiar spirits, diviners, and demons of error. Ye shall make your daughters singing girls and harlots, and ye shall mingle in the abominations of the Gentiles, for which things' sake the Lord shall bring upon you famine and pestilence, death and the sword, beleaguering by enemies, and revilings of friends, the slaughter of children, the rape of wives, the plundering of possessions, the burning of the temple of God, the laying waste of the land, the enslavement of yourselves among the Gentiles. And they shall make some of you eunuchs for their wives, until the Lord visit you, when with perfect heart ye repent, and walk in all his commandments, and he bring you up from captivity among the Gentiles. Chapter 24. And after these things shall a star arise to you from Jacob in peace, and a man shall arise from my seed, like the Son of Righteousness, walking with the sons of men in meekness and righteousness, and no sin shall be found in him. And the heavens shall be open unto him, to pour out the Spirit, even the blessing of the Holy Father. And he shall pour out the Spirit of grace upon you, and ye shall be unto him sons in truth, and ye shall walk in his commandments, first and last. This
is talking about Yahusha. Okay, so if you anti-Messiah, please explain why the Testament of Yahudah talks about the coming of Messiah, Mashiach. Our captivity, our obsession with love of money and women and sex and all of these things that our people, the Negroes, still deal with to this very day. But yet, here it is talking about the coming of the Messiah, who will be of the tribe of Yahudah, who will be of our people. Just saying.
branch of God Most High, and this fountain giving life unto all. Then shall the scepter of my kingdom shine forth, and from your root shall arise a stem, and from it shall grow a rod of righteousness to the Gentiles, to judge and to save all that call upon the Lord. Chapter 26. And after these things shall Abraham and Isaac and Jacob arise unto life, and I and my brethren shall be chiefs of the tribes of Israel, Levi first, I the second, Joseph third, Benjamin fourth, Simeon fifth, Issachar sixth, and so all in order. And the Lord blessed Levi, and the angel of the presence me, the powers of glory, Simeon, the heaven, Reuben, the earth, Issachar, the sea, Zebulun, the mountains, Joseph, the tabernacle, Benjamin, the luminaries, Dan, Eden, Naphtali, the sun, Gad, the moon, Asher. And ye shall be the people of the Lord, and have one tongue, and there shall be no spirit of deceit of Beliar, for he shall be cast into the fire forever. And they who have died in grief shall arise in joy, and they who were poor for the Lord's sake shall be made rich, and they who are put to death for the Lord's sake shall awake to life. And the hearts of Jacob shall run in joyfulness, and the eagles of Israel shall fly in gladness, and all the people shall glorify the Lord forever. Chapter 26. Observe therefore, my children, all the law of the Lord, for there is hope for all them who hold fast unto his ways. And he said to them, Behold, I die before your eyes this day, 119 years old. Let no one bury me in costly apparel, nor tear open my bowels. For this they who are kings do, and carry me up to Hebron with you. And Judah, when he had said these things, fell asleep, and his sons did according to all whatsoever he commanded them, and they buried him in Hebron with his fathers. The end of the testament of Judah.
Wow. All praises to the Most High, man. That was powerful. Yeah, man, I'm just going to suggest all of y'all, go through them books, man, because there's a lot in there for us to listen to. The children of Yasharal. I think that there's so much truth in these books. And I would like to put up these books here on YouTube with the true names and not this pagan Lord, the Lord and God and all that. You know what I'm saying? If I could figure out a way to transcribe it where I can put the true names in, I've been thinking about doing that, where I just like put up some of these books here on the channel so you can listen to it, make like a playlist. So I might consider doing that, but I would have to get the original text and put the true Abari into it so it'll be more accurate. There's no paganism in there, but yeah, man. So that's it, y'all. Thank y'all for watching again. I wanted y'all to sit through that and listen because there's a strong message in there. I'm going to be putting this lesson together for tomorrow, but thank you to everybody that stayed and listened to the whole thing. I appreciate you guys. And with that being said, reading the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs, how I knew Ra'uban laid with Bilhah. Yeah. That's why I say, like, when you read these other books, bro, it puts a lot more things into context. And you're going to find out a lot of things that you probably didn't know. So when you read the Apocrypha or you read, the Testament of 12 Patriarchs, some of these books, they remove Gab the Seer and all that other stuff. There's just a lot of truth in there. And I don't think that anybody should take that lightly. So, yeah. All right. Shalom.
Hey, Yaxer.
I am trying to live righteous in a world run by Satan. Yahuwah Arua is the days of the ancients. And Yahusha coming soon cause his people need saving. Yahuwah will come through the most high mercy amazing. Nah, I am not a Christian, I don't follow religion. The truth is really hidden in those heathen depictions. Revelations 1:14, Jesus don't fit the description. Revelations 2:9, always playing the victim. Woo! All esteem to Yahuwah in the highest. I stand on the Bible, people say that I'm biased. They really just lawless, unrepentant and pious. Don't you be ignorant of the devil's devices. And Yahusha is the way, yeah, the truth and the life. Belief in Mashiach will reduce all your strife. I deduce he was bruised for an abundance of life. We shall not walk in darkness, we the children of light. Yeah. Returning to Yahuwah, yeah, we keeping his commandments. 400 years of these curses done enough damage. If you serve Yahusha, serve in spirit and in truth, yeah. Yahuwah gave me strength, you could hear it in the booth, yeah. Cleanse like hyssop, no bishop got the juice, yeah. Say they have my neck, but now we hanging from the noose, yeah. Mashiach coming back, don't you get caught lacking. Ain't no backtracking, it will make me a has-been. Blessings over curses, I'm refined by the fire. You're truly on your own if you deny the Messiah. I came about the storm like a stick out of mud. You really must be crip if you denying the blood. Woo! Yod hey to the Uah hey. Ay, Yahuwah is his name, all the demons I slay. Yahuwah ha'alua kakabula alam. Baruch Hashamalak kan Yahusha amam.
Yo, hey to the why, hey, yeah. Yo, hey to the why, hey, yeah. Yo, hey to the why, hey. Yo, hey to the why, hey.
All esteem to the highest, Yahuwah, and the King Yahusha. Abari rap, Yada Yahuwah, get with it.
Hey, Yaxer.